Week 2 wraps up with our first look at the defending Grey Cup champions, the Argonauts, raising their 18th banner to the rafters today as a new era of double blue officially begins. The first 10,000 fans, by the way, receiving replica rings. You gotta love it. Now, he was a huge part.
I'm on top, I'm on top. True. It feels good cause I'm on top of the world. And life can take its toll, but then I made a goal. I told myself I never break or fold. I've got an illness known as resilience. Just let me bask in its brilliance. And whenever I fall flat, somehow I crawl back with a resounding yes. Put it in all caps. I'm on top, I'm on top. It feels good cause I'm on top of the world. I'm way above ground and I ain't coming down. It feels good cause I'm on top of the world. Cause I'm on top of the world. I'm way above ground and I ain't coming down. It feels good cause I'm on top of the world.
I was so excited to see this guy play. I jumped the gun earlier, but he was a huge part of the Grey Cup victory. But with a small resume, just one career start, we finally get to see what Chad Kelly can do as the #1. On the flip side, we have seen plenty of Bo Levi Mitchell over the years. His Hamilton debut, certainly not his finest performance, but today a chance to redeem himself again for the Tiger Cats as they play their bitter rival. Welcome inside the studio, everyone. Kate Burness alongside Dave Naylor, Jim Barker, Milt Stegall. Milt and I made it back from Vancouver.
Yes.
Matt Dunnigan is going to be doing color commentary for this game. Has anyone seen Davis?
Come on.
Look out to the left.
Is this, I'm sorry, is this going to be like a Home Alone movie where we got to go back to Vancouver and find him at some point? Needless to say, for the Argos tonight, a big, huge night for them celebrating the championship. And I told you about the replica rings earlier on.
Wow, that's a pretty good replica.
They sent us one. Isn't this beautiful? I mean, this is a very heavy replica. Why does mine say Barker on it? That doesn't make sense to me whatsoever. But congrats to the Argos. They got the rings a couple of weeks ago, and now the banner going in the rafters tonight. Jim, you know Chad Kelly better than any of us on this panel. We got to see what he could do in very small spurts, especially the Grey Cup. What should we be expecting from him tonight?
Well, you're going to see a guy that, again, in practice, you can only see so much because it's practice. But there aren't a whole lot of quarterbacks in the world that could do what he did in the Grey Cup. To come in, having not played a meaningful game really since 2016, right. Your team's behind in the biggest game in Canada and take them down, have the confidence to win, and then, again, it's just not making the big mistake. Right. I'm so excited for the league because if he can come out and play the way that I believe he has the possibility of playing, he can. That's what our league needs. It needs great quarterbacking.
Yes. You know, and I know that Chad Kelly technically has had a CFL start, week 21, when everybody was resting starters. So this is really his unveiling. I am anticipating this unveiling more than any quarterback since Johnny Manziel in 2018. Now, Chad Kelly and Johnny Manziel came to the CFL both for the same reasons. They both had a lot of off-field trouble. But Chad Kelly has put in the work and earned this opportunity.
Agreed.
I'm excited for him, and I know you said you're excited for the league. You're excited for yourself. Come on, Coach. You know you like this. No, come on.
I'm excited for the league.
Yeah. I'm excited for him also, but I'm also going to pump my brakes a little bit. Yeah, I know he did well in the Grey Cup, and I also know he did well in his only start, but it's different when you're expected to do it week in and week out. I'm hoping he's going to go out there and tear it up. As you mentioned, we need him to, but I'm just going to hold off for a second.
I'm not pumping the brakes. We need to talk about it.
All right, well, let's go then, Kate.
Honestly, he makes the show. Great quarterbacks make the show, so we need him to honestly be great. But seriously, maybe slow and steady wins the race. Meanwhile, our Matthew Shinetti caught up with Chad.
Chad, I imagine you've been waiting for this moment for a long time. What is the message going to be to your teammates when you get in the huddle to start the game?
Let's go. We put in a lot of work. Let's keep on going. It's just another day of practice with a little bit more energy.
We know that the Ticats are coming into this game looking for a win and probably looking to test you as well. What do you see out of them going into this game?
It's going to be a tough physical game from the start. Take what they give us, and then we'll see what happens.
I know you don't lack for confidence, so how much fun is this?
This is what you want. This is what you were born to do. Let's go.
Thanks, Chad.
Appreciate you. Go Argos.
All right, I learned one thing. Let's go. The Argos raising their championship banner. The 150th season, by the way, for the Toronto Argonauts. A beautiful sight down at BMO Field. An absolutely perfect night for football. Coming up after the break, we got kickoff with Matt Dunnigan and Marshall Ferguson.
The new Cobb salad at Wendy's turns crunch time into crunch time. Made fresh with greenhouse-grown lettuce, diced egg, applewood smoked bacon, and seasoned chicken. Try the new Cobb salad today.
WA knows a shortcut. WA is charged up. And WA brings street smart tech along for the ride. Nobody does WA like we do, because at Hyundai, WA is all we do. We make WA.
Tamara Ross of Vancouver, British Columbia. This is your chance to win big thanks to Save on Foods $1 Million touchdown to win. If the kickoff is returned for a touchdown, you could win groceries for a year. If 2 kickoffs are returned for touchdowns in this game, you could also win $1 million. Also, Tamara, have you seen Davis Sanchez? Let's get you to Marshall Ferguson, Matt Dunnigan.
Thank you, Kate, and welcome to the Big Smoke, where the Argos' passion burns bright to start their 150th anniversary season. Of course, celebrating the Grey Cup Championship of 2022. Goals of a repeat in 23. But Matt Dunnigan, that is a long way away, but fitting that they do begin against their hated QEW rivals. Fresh off a trip out to the best coast, the West Coast.
Yeah, you said smoke. I'm still thinking Taekwon Mizell out there on the West Coast tearing it up.
Matthew Shinetti with us as well. We get a look at the starting quarterbacks for you here in this matchup. Chad Kelly gets his first start in double blue.
Yeah, first start this year. You know, last year he had a start against Montreal, went 23 of 35, 264, 2 touchdowns and a pick. I think he'd take that tonight. Listen to that interview with Matthew Shinetti a while ago. Sounds like he's amped up. He barely could talk and formulate sentences and words, let alone calling plays tonight, Marshall. Absolutely love it. And this guy, he knows what he's doing. 90, 26, and 2 over the course of his career. Simply does it better than anybody, and his record proves it.
Orlando Steinauer asking his team this week, are you good at football or do you love it? That's what he's going to try to find out here in week 2. And Ryan Dinwiddie, uneasy being out of camp early on here in the season as they had a week 1 bye, but used that week off to be able to learn and look around the rest of the Canadian Football League for some lessons that he could impart on this roster. Situational football, things he wants to do better. All that preparation, all that waiting for this offense for the Toronto Argonauts, it's about to end right now because the ball's on the tee to round out week number 2 in the Canadian Football League. Thanks for tuning in with us here on the CFL on TSN and CBS Sports Network as it's driven down to the 25-yard line. He brought across the 40 and a tackle made there just across the 45, and out comes the one and only Swag Kelly. Chad Kelly gets his first opportunity here in Toronto to be the starter.
Yeah, there's his numbers as a pro. Not much to draw on right there, but what you can draw on is his background, his pedigree, his work ethic, his story. It's quite phenomenal. Need to needless to say, he's jacked up, ready to capitalize on all the things he's been through in the past.
Ryan Dinwiddie said he'd like to control it a little bit early on. He knows that Chad is going to be fired up and want to take some shots down the field. He's going to try and play call this into a manageable situation to get him into the rhythm of the game. He begins throwing on first down, incomplete, flipping it out to the right. Let's get a look at this Argonauts starting offense, Matty.
Yeah, and it starts with Chad, of course, but when things go well for any offense, it starts up front. It's good to have Nicastro healthy and starting at right guard this season. Going to anchor that line. A.J. Ouellette did some huge things in the absence of Andrew Harris, who's hurt much of last season. Really a great story there in of itself, and we'll have a lot on him. I tell you, Curly Gittins had a breakout season last year. Going to build on that, I'm sure.
Brings the huddle here to the top of the screen as flags come up.
That was a little head start there. I want to say it was DeVaris Daniels. A little excited about hitting the seam route there.
Offside. Toronto number 80. Replay, second down.
Tom Valesi, the lead official, gets his first action tonight on the mic. Let's get a look at the Hamilton Tiger Cats starting defense.
Yeah, and a couple of guys that changing colors this year. Start with Garrett Davis. He doesn't know where he wants to play in Hamilton or Toronto. Wherever he goes, he wins Grey Cups. And then Chris Edwards come over, Sam Linebacker, Atunde Adeleke in the back end, as good as anybody.
On second and long, they'll flip it out here to the wide side and down the right sideline on the swing. Goes Cam Phillips, getting his first touch of the ball game and the season, as it will be short of the sticks. I gotta say, Mate, these new uniforms for the Toronto Argonauts, the black on black of the Ticats, a little color on color matchup here. Gotta love it in the QEW rivalry.
Yeah, if you got eagle eyes, if you're looking at the double blue, it's tough to see those numbers, but no problem with the Ticats. We're gonna handle it up here though for you folks. That's not what you want there. It's a penalty. Start the first drive, put you back, and second and long, have to dump it down, punt the football. Not a good feeling when you're all amped up.
Haggerty sends it away. Last year, Argonauts first in the CFL in punting average, and what a beautiful kick this is. Flag comes down as the ball is in the air. A 52-yard punt pins the Tiger Cats inside the 10-yard line, and they'll sort out the laundry in just a second. But here is Bo Levi Mitchell getting his first start in this hated rivalry. Said that his perception before he ever takes the field, he thinks that this rivalry might be a little bit grittier, nastier, more trash talk than Calgary-Edmonton, which he spent the last decade plus in.
Well, he's saying all the right things. Now he's got to do all the right things, Marshall. That's the thing you got to say when you change rivalries and colors. I'll tell you what, Bo, he needs to change his fortunes, because the last 3 years it has not been going the way he wants it to go. He says it's about his teammates, and I don't think it is. I think it's about himself, and he's got to settle down and play with confidence, and that'll carry over his teammates. And Matthew Shinetti said it to me earlier when I was talking to him before the ball game. He said, Matty, he says, there's not a bigger first game or second game of the season than this one for the Hamilton Tiger Cats.
Standing in his own end zone, Bo will hand it off inside. It is James Butler. Let's get a look at the Tiger Cats starting offense led by Bo Levi Mitchell.
Yeah, he's the leader. It's got to start with him and end with him, and he understands that. Incredible. Starts up front with Revenberg, anchoring an outstanding offensive line that can give Bo Levi Mitchell the time to do what he's got to do, and he's got a tremendous back. Touch the ball only like 11 times last week for 66 yards, and I think he can amp that up. He and Tim White didn't connect on but 4 times out of 10 targets, and that's got to improve if they want to beat the Argos.
They were backed up on first down, ran it with the heavy team in. They checked them out, extra receivers in on second down. Bo tries to get rid of it and throws it into the turf. They'll say it was close enough to number 85, Keandre Smith, to avoid the grounding penalty, which in the end zone could have been points on the board right away, but I got a feeling they might end up giving up something here anyway.
Yeah, and Piggott he's just coming in hard. He's coming from depth, too, and I can't believe that Bo doesn't see this, and he just comes scot-free in Bo's lap. He can't set his feet, and he just chucks and ducks right there, and that's a tremendous start for Toronto after an offense sputtered, and now they got great field position. Potentially.
Bailey Flint.
What do you think? You're going to punt it away, or you're going to concede two?
Give it up here if I were the Tiger Cats, but they will kick it away. Nice spiraling boot. Belief in the defense early on in this one, forcing Chad Kelly to get into a rhythm and score points. They're already in field goal range. Great starting field position, as it will be Chad Kelly for the first time since his Grey Cup heroics last November in Saskatchewan. The starting quarterback for the Double Blue, his second possession of the ball game. After this, the CFL on TSN.
And let yourself be here.
Nothing scary about Energizer Ultimate Lithium, the #1 longest-lasting AA battery.
Elevate your experience with Genesis, with transparent, all-inclusive pricing and Genesis at-home services, where opulent craftsmanship enhances the beauty of openness. And the Genesis complimentary 5-year care plan gives you peace of mind. Electric luxury is here in the first ever Genesis electrified GV70. Electric elevated.
I can't believe all of what you're saying. They seem like
Kids should have kid problems, not hunger problems. Join Subway June 21st. Buy a footlong and help feed kids with Food Banks Canada.
About 20 friends and family in attendance today, including his former high school head coach, and kids told his kids, I just want to watch Chad Kelly play professional football for Father's Day. So here he is in the stands watching, and get a look at what Chad did, of course, last year in the Grey Cup. 12 snaps taken, but man, were they ever memorable.
Yeah, they were. And this right here, I think it was the most memorable. In 2nd and 15, pulls it down, picks up about 18 there on a first down. He reads blitz the next play, and then he gives it to AJ, and he walks in the end zone, and that was the difference in that football game. Answered the bell for the Toronto Argonauts.
Ran the K-gun, of course, made famous by his Uncle Jim with the Buffalo Bills while he was in high school in Tonawanda. He'll hand it off here. AJ Oled gets his first touch. It's an inside run that goes for nothing as Tunde Adeleke ends up with the football at the end of the play. But Chad Kelly trying to get him settled in. Interesting to see Hamilton pump Matty and force him to try and score some points here.
Yeah, I believe in their defense more than anything. Not so much doubting Chad Kelly, but just believing in their defense. If that first series was any indication, with a little help from Toronto, yeah, make him earn it, but not concede it. So early on, why not? Get these boys lathered and fired up. And they've been flying around on defense so far. Looking at 2nd and long again.
As Kelly looks to his right, steps into one. Flag comes up at the end of the play, but it is complete for now. As it goes for a 20-yard gain to Tavares Daniels in his 7th year in the Canadian Football League. 3rd here in Toronto as Tom Valesi has the call.
Yeah.
Hold it. Toronto number 62.
Yeah.
10-yard penalty. Repeat, 2nd down.
That was a slow developing play, and so Chad needed a little extra time. And when he had it, because of the hold, he fired a strike. But it is the route happens up to his top, and the hold is right in the right tackle. He's grabbing jersey, grabbing cloth. That could have been easily on Hunter as well, Ryan Hunter.
I believe it was, yeah. The
second player from Bowling Green, second-year player from Bowling Green, left guard. We're trying to help out the young quarterback cheating a little bit. Nothing wrong with that.
4-man rush. Kelly loads it up over the top, up in the air, and it drops down incomplete.
Yeah, that's what he'll do.
Intended for Cam Phillips, and there's some of the arm strength that Ryan Dinwiddie has been so excited about.
Yeah, and I don't. It's more of the same. Last year we had MBT, McLeod Bethel Thompson, chunking all over the yard, and this year you got another strong arm quarterback, a little wet behind the ears, only 45 attempts in his career, and it's given his receiver an opportunity to go get it, and well played ball.
It'll be a 51-yard attempt here for Boris Beatty.
Dexter Lawson going up high point it. I'm sure he's second-guessing himself. That was an athletic play, stepping in for Woods at the cornerback position late this week. Nice play for a kid that didn't expect to start at the beginning of the week.
It looks like the Tiger Cats might have had some substitution challenges trying to get the right unit on the field, and so a timeout gets burned here as Jeff Reinbold back as the special teams coordinator this season on the sidelines for the first time in a couple years in Hamilton.
It's kind of like a favorite blanket, you know, get it out of the closet, make you feel good, warm, cozy all over. That's what experience does for you as a coach. You can go to a guy like that, tap into him, say, yeah, come on back, help us out. Jeff Reinbold, here he is.
And now it is John Haggerty out to punt it away. And so scoreless here early on between Hamilton and Toronto.
Little change of venue for Reinbold, going back to him, coming from Hawaii, where he was at the last couple of years, and coming back north of the border to Toronto.
And Leandre Gallimore takes a knee in the end zone. First point on the board for the Toronto Argonauts, as Bo Levi Mitchell ready to come back out in black and gold, getting his first taste of this matchup. Long way to Labor Day, but what a way to wrap up week 2.
Do you hear that? That's the sound of victory. Because this has real, simple ingredients that my kid actually wants to eat. And by some miracle, it's not pasta with butter. So I like it too. And the best part? It's ready in 10. So we get more wins like these. New rotisserie chicken legs and pork tenderloin, pre-seasoned, made with natural ingredients, and ready in minutes.
Your summer just got cooler with Tim's premium cold coffee drinks. Go for a handcrafted, rich and bold vanilla iced latte, or our new smooth and velvety caramel toffee cold brew, topped with espresso-infused foam. Now that's cool. Keep it cold with Tim's cold coffee drinks all summer long.
Never before seen distance gains. Unmatched forgiveness. A sound that's turning heads. Instant tour validation. Introducing a gigantic leap forward in the G Series. The Ping G430.
Custom built for all golfers.
Even me. Better play, John.
Get your new G430 at Golf Town.
Here, we never hold back. We don't need to make noise to be heard. Our hustle meets heart.
Here, nothing is given.
Us, we can weather anything. We are all for one. The wildest of the West.
Where nothing is out of reach.
And we can rise to any height.
It's not just your home team. It's home.
Bo Levi Mitchell, a difficult week 1 against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, starting on the road against a team that had 19 returning starters, using the silent count. You can fire up the excuse machine any way that you like, but it just straight up wasn't good enough. Bo knows that. He was pretty honest this week, man.
Well, I mean, you have to be. You know, you got a new team. Expectations are squarely on your shoulders. Grey Cup's in your backyard. You're there for a reason, and it's not to overthrow balls consistently to your number 1 receiver. They got to get on track for them to have some success here against the Argos.
Empty it out on first down, little underneath throw, and it's intended, it looks like, for Terry Godwin, and that will be incomplete. It looks like it was Chris Osikusi getting a target here early on, but Bo against T.O., not bad, 12-1.
Yeah, he's licking his chops, you know, thinking about things that went well in the past. You know, but that's long in the past, and now he's got to do it. And like I said earlier, this is the biggest second game of the Hamilton Tiger Cats history. Early on in the season against their arch rivals as they unveil the 2022 championship banner in front of their faces, going down to the Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
Offside. Toronto number 97. 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
Last week, and I agree completely with Shinetti. This is huge for Bo and this football team, their fan base. You don't want to dig yourself a hole early.
As Thomas Costigan gets flagged there on the hard count. by Bo Levi and Mitchell. Costigan from Edmonton to Montreal via trade. Comes over to Toronto now. Stays in the East Division.
Got a great motor. Just keeps going.
Gets after the defensive end here on second and medium. Bo over the middle. Looks for Duke Williams, and it is complete. It'll move the chains into Toronto territory for the first time here for Hamilton.
That's a big target. You're happy to throw to Duke Williams. He can stay healthy. Keep his head on straight. Boy, he can light it up. Be a nice combination. That's what they're expecting from Duke Williams. A little dig route over the middle. Bo's got plenty of time. Just kind of spots that one in there. Doesn't have to show up the strong arm. Feathers in there for number one. That's all day long.
So the Duke Williams was likely the easiest to get on the same page with here through a training camp due to his CFL experience and playing in Edmonton with Michael Riley, speaking the same language as another veteran quarterback, now retired, of course, CFL great in Riley. Hand off to James Butler in between the tackles, turns it north-south and picks up a gain of about 4 after the completion of 16 went to Duke Williams.
Guy played himself and worked himself into a leadership role. Sean Open, he is a tree and just an outstanding individual with a crazy past that has overcome a lot of things. Wynton McManus, just saying that name makes quarterbacks shudder across the league. He's back in the lineup and healthy this year. And this kid here, Quantez Stiggers, didn't even play college ball. Talk about breaking the mold. Didn't even play college ball. Yeah. Played an arena game or league where the fans called the plays. And the Toronto Argonauts found out about Stiggers through John Jenkins, coach of mine, a good friend. He called up Dusty. That's of course Jim Parker, and I tell you, they brought him up, looked at the film, brought him up, and Stiggers has come in, and they're happy to put him out there right now. Athletic kid.
Sean Open back onto his feet now, but it looks like Coulter Woodmansey, the right guard out of Guelph, is down. So we'll step away for just a moment and return
back up
as the Argonauts lead early over Hamilton.
When it comes to oil sands and the climate, it's time to clear the air. Oil sands emit significant CO2 in Canada, so we're joining forces on climate action. Come see our plan for net zero emissions.
Cheers to our summer lineup, Bud Light.
For every purpose, for every path, this summer, drive the truck J.D. Power awarded #1 in driver appeal, 3 years in a row.
Nothing scary about Energizer Ultimate Lithium, the #1 longest lasting AA battery.
Great game, Scotty. Any thoughts?
Can I eat this right now? Nah, I shouldn't. Should I? Yes, way. Tasty and smoky, the Stampede Biscuit.
Sean Open back up onto his feet. Coulter Woodmansey as well as he goes into the injury tent. But a look at Sean Open, his first 2 CFL seasons here. He's been a standout player, and they really hope he'll take another jump this season.
Yeah, I don't think those numbers really indicate just what a leader he's become for the Toronto Argonauts and was last year, directing them off to a slow start. And like Pinball Clemens says, now we start, it's where you finish. And they finished on top, and they came together and found a way to get it done, largely due to that big man.
Mitchell here with a 2nd and 6 after the injury timeout. 4 receivers to his right. That's where he starts. Comes back now. Bo looks to take off and go for the rare Mitchell jog for a first down using his feet.
What? That could surpass his total from the last 3 years. That was a heck of a scramble, and he went head first, and so he's live bait for anybody coming in trying to secure the tackle, because watch him dive down here and boom. Yeah.
Wynton McManus was chasing it hard from behind.
Oh, yeah. You know, that is just like everybody scrambling. Want to be the first there so he can get a shot at the superstar.
So Bo moves the sticks with his feet. 1st and 10. As Hamilton goes back to the ground game. Off tackle outside. Hard yards for James Butler early on in this one with a great front from the Argonauts.
Yeah. He'd like to be able to establish that. That's why they brought him over, because he was versatile in that BC attack last year, especially early when he was healthy, and then he got nicked up towards the end of the season, and things kind of dissipated as far as production goes, but he's healthy, and he's as good as anybody in the Canadian Football League, can do it catching the rock or toting it, and James Butler is a great addition to this football team.
Argonauts prized possession in free agency. Falarna Rimolade in on the tackle there on 2nd down and 7. Bo over the middle. Looks for Keandre Smith. And for now, they'll say it is a catch, but it is about a yard short. Right around that 30-yard line.
Yeah, Bo had good patience here, right to left. Can have a little drag coming across the middle, and he just puts it right on him. That ball's behind him, that going the other way, because Darius Pickett was right in his hip pocket, but Bo put it on the money and setting up a 3rd and short.
Diving forward in short yardage, it is Mitchell handling the short yardage responsibilities, not Matthew Schultz.
And people would think, if you're watching down the States, you know, we've got the neutral zone, which is a 1-yard barrier that you can't cross through the defense in these short yardage situations. That's a gimme, but it's really not, because for some reason things get nasty in a hurry down there, and you can see why. A whole lot of mass of humanity and ugliness happening.
Former Stamps teammates Royce Mechie coming over the top on Bo Levi Mitchell. They went with Ternowski and another smaller Canadian receiver on the short yardage package. Now on 1st and 10, they'll bring in a couple of fullbacks and big bodies. Bo, RPO, finds Duke Williams inside the 15 and rolls down to the 10 with a goal-to-go situation after another completion to the big man wearing 1.
Patented little Duke celebration after the catch. Watch him body this ball. Big man, 6'3", goes about 230. It's good off of me. Better be bringing it better than that. Nice little point fake. Paul slipped out on the other side. Duke Williams. Coach Larry Daughtry, my offensive coordinator at Louisiana Tech, coached him in high school down in South Louisiana and said he's the best players ever coached in the state of Louisiana. That's saying a lot.
10th play of the drive here. Mitchell pumps. Nobody to look for. Throws it back across his body. Up into the end zone. And intercepted. It is Stiggers. No college ball required. Welcome to the CFL, Qwantes Stiggers.
Nice. Don't know why Bo threw this one, and he's probably asking himself the same question. Pressure. Nobody there. I think it was a throwaway, and Stiggers surprised him.
Sometimes the difference between a car ride and a road trip is a summer drink from McDonald's. Like the smooth taste of a small McCafe iced coffee or a refreshing Coca-Cola for $1 plus tax. Step up your summer today.
Sleeman Clear 2.0 presents how it started and how it's going. Crisp, refreshing Sleeman Clear 2.0 has 80 calories and 2 grams of carbs. Why not make it 2.0?
The heavy hitter. The original. The award winner. The non-conformist. The weekend warrior. There's an award-winning Ram truck just for you, with a full line of trucks for immediate delivery during month of Ram. Get 15% off MSRP on Ram Classic for up to $11,000 in discounts. Plus, get 4.99% financing.
Scan the QR promo code on screen to pay $30 less on a Crave Total 6-month plan versus a monthly subscription to get access to the most talked about series and latest hit movies.
Yeah, that is a mishap by Bo Levi Mitchell, and I don't think he's on the same page with Duke Williams on this play. Duke's right out here. You can see him right there, number 1. He looks like he's blocking this whole play, and Bo is pulling the football. You can see Duke, he's like he's blocking, and then Bo has pressure in his face, throws it away, and Stiggers falls off, makes an athletic play, gets his first of his career. And like you said, Marshall, who needs college football? I mean, that's breaking all the molds, right?
You know, you can see Bo's reaction there and the frustration. But how many guys do we say, well, all the pedigree, and he came from a Division I school and played 5 years, and there's Stickers making an interception here in the CFL. In his first game is Chad Kelly back out onto the turf. Hey, there's Andrew Harris in between the tackles, the legend Canadian running back. So much success, and he gets an early touch.
Yeah, the good thing about watching Andrew Harris and A.J. Ouellette play football in this run game of the Toronto Argonauts is when you see first contact, just keep watching, because those ball players typically don't go down, and this is what Harris has been able to do over his illustrious career. And started out in BC, really solidified his legacy in Winnipeg behind that tremendous offensive line. Came here, has some magic left, been battling through injury, and been a prominent figure in leading this football team in the right spots.
Kelly's seeing it here outside the DeMonte Coxie is down the sideline. He goes. A little two-man read there, Matty, and Chad Kelly looks like he's dialed in early with the game plan.
Yeah, you know, a little showcase of the strong arm. Watch him just looking left the whole time. Right over the top. He reads the corner. George comes in, and he slings it over the top. Oh, that's beautiful. That is just like throwing the heater. They're number 1. Let's let it fly here and show off a little bit, get loose, and he dials it into Cox.
Kelly said before the game he knows he can do it, just wants to get on the field, anxious to get on the field and have fun. He'll like watching that one back as he hands it off inside on first down. A.J. Ouellette. Now Kelly's going to try to get a block, and all the Tiger Cats defense is there. It'll result in a loss of about 4 yards on the play for Toronto.
Swarming. Carney, first play of the game, knocked one down, made it 2nd and long. He's there as well, athletic defensive end that they're excited about having his depth. He's starting for the. Oh, he's making things ugly for Ouellette early, and then the posse arrives.
He won't get the TFL, but he certainly made the play. Interesting spot here for Dinwiddie, calling a play for Kelly on 2nd down and 16.
It looks like you're gonna rush 4, drop 8.
Middle of the field. Kelly loads it up, checks it down on a little crossing route. Trying to knife upfield and unable to get there. As there's a flag well behind the play. Mason Bennett was in a wrestling match behind the play with Isaiah Cage, the left tackle.
Yeah, that's fun to watch.
And we'll see what that results in. Is Hamilton might have just bailed Toronto out if Mason Bennett took a bad penalty here.
He did. I mean, you got a 2nd and 15 and take a after the play call penalty.
Andrew Harris checks in. A.J. Ouellette back into the game as they'll substitute freely. Coaches really don't talk to them about it. They just kind of let them go and see who's fresh, and it is marching it off. Hamilton giving up a first down.
Misconduct. 90 number Hamilton. 15-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
And that is the former 8th overall pick in 2020 for the Hamilton Tiger Cats out of North Dakota. He was well behind the play with Isaiah Cage.
Yes, several years back, who's up and running for the John Cornish Award. Looking at some film on that kid, and straight up baller. He's balling a little too much there after the play.
A.J. Ouellette gets the touch, and again in the backfield. There is Malik Carney.
Yeah, we can just kind of eavesdropped in on Simone Lawrence talking to his teammates. Yeah, we're looking. Yeah, here's Bennett. He's right. I think he's right up here. Nope. Hang on a little bit. He's right in that area right there, folks. Yeah, they're just tussling away here. There's yeah.
Bennett gave it the old
nice little hip.
320-pound suplex over the top, and so Kelly gets a fresh set of downs, fits it into the window.
A late hit.
heard the pop from our microphones down at field level, and it was the former Argonaut, Chris Edwards, that was in there having the conversation with Chad Kelly.
Yeah.
Major foul, roughing the puck.
Just a matter of time. Yeah, he's coming right off the edge here.
First down.
And you're going to see him loop underneath. Actually, it's just, you can't do that. I mean, 15, 20 years ago, yeah, you can do that all day long. That would have been a clean hit. Nothing wrong there, but the ball's out. Young quarterback, important to this franchise. Got to protect those guys.
So a penalty continues the drive. They get the completion over the middle, half the distance with the illegal hit, and now Kelly will take off. Dances away from Jaguar Davis into the end zone. Touchdown Argos. What a move by Chad Kelly. Put it on his highlight reel in game 1 for the Double Blue.
We did a lot of that at University of Mississippi. Yeah, that was sweet. That was just one-on-one. I'm better than you in space. Did that to his ex-teammate champions from last year. Off the edge, ISO fake, Umich, Garrett, give you something inside, take it away, and Delicate can't get there in time, and well, that's got to feel good. Chad Kelly, nice drive, aided by a couple penalties from Hamilton, and they find the end zone.
7 plays, 80 yards in just over 3 minutes. Penalty aided, of course. But what a statement to finish the drive as we go down to Matthew Shinetti with more on the dueling quarterbacks here in this QEW rivalry.
Yeah, it's a big statement to make, Marshall, given the fact that Chad Kelly for the last 6 months has been watching film of Bo Levi Mitchell, because Ryan Dinwiddie was Bo Levi Mitchell's quarterback coach in Calgary for 3 seasons. And when I asked Kelly about it, he goes, I appreciate Bo as an athlete, and I asked Bo about it, and he said, well, Kelly's a smart kid. On the other side, we're, of course, Matty, when you're talking about this being an important second game, as we were discussing, well, Bo Levi Mitchell's kind of balancing this desire to want to get on the same nonverbal understanding that he had with Eric Rogers, for example, in Calgary. But at this point right now, when I'm speaking to Tim White about it, he said we feel this pressure to want to execute for Bo because we know who Bo is. And right now, though, in the days leading up to this game, when speaking to Bo Levi Mitchell about it, he goes, I'm trying to manage my expectations. I know what I want. I know how I can play, but I don't know if I'm going to fit yet. And funny enough, before the preseason, and you don't want to hold Bo Levi Mitchell to this, but it's on the record, he said, I might not have this Ticats playbook down at my standard until a year and a half, excuse me, not a year and a half, but a week and a half into the season.
I was going to say, Tiger Cats fans don't want to hear that, Matty, as we head into a Grey Cup hosting year, but certainly trying to get onto the same page quickly.
And I think it's a month and a half is what he's actually looking for and his expectations, because I talked to Matthew about that, and I've heard him make those statements again from Bo, and it's hard to wrap your head around that if a guy going into his 11th season has done the things Bo has done. And to, I think that was pretty close to the vest saying those type of things. But fact is, he's trying to find his groove, and he's been trying to find it whether it's in a Calgary Stampeder uniform or now in a Ticat uniform with a whole lot of different pressures on his shoulders. And his teammates around him feel those pressures emulating from the quarterback. And this guy just took a whole lot of pressure off himself by finding the end zone. So nice little quarterback duel here. Guy making his second start and a guy making second start with his second team over the course of his career.
Gallimore, nice return here as it sets up Bo with a first down completion. They get the look out to Godwin. As Bo Levi Mitchell, we know his history in the Canadian Football League, banking on some of that leadership and championship acumen, rolling into Steeltown as they, of course, are hosting the Grey Cup this season.
Banking is a good word, Marshall, because it is a bet. He's 90-26-2. That's ridiculous. Best in the history of the Canadian Football League. Watching Bo his first 9 years, maybe 8 years in the league, it was just a thing of beauty. And it wasn't always big numbers. He just found ways to win, and that's what he's trying to do for the Cats now.
4 for 7, 45 yards and an interception from Mitchell so far. He sidearms this one out on second down, short of the marker to Tim White. And asked Orlando Steinauer, Matty, about what are Hamilton actually getting with Bo Levi Mitchell? Because everybody talks about the championship acumen and all of that, but what are they actually getting? He said, you know what? Authenticity. He's just going to be himself while he's here. That's all we've really asked of him is, can he come in and just be himself? And he's done that so far.
Other side of that coin, Marshall, is he was trying to be himself in Calgary and lost his job to Jake Mayer and finds himself on the open market, and he was the first domino to fall here in Hamilton. Not a bad one to pick up at all, and they're banking on his future, like he said.
Sending it away are the Hamilton Tiger Cats. High, beautiful kick that time from Bailey Flint. So it drops down after 51 yards in the air, and the coverage unit is right there on the spot. As Bailey Feltmate looked like he was in the middle of it, and hey, look, it's a Hamilton-Toronto game. There's players going through the benches.
Right? I mean, just stir the pot even more and put both teams on the same side of the football field. Let them go at it. Happens every time.
Never gets old watching a player from Toronto here at BMO Field make their way back to the sideline to our broadcast booth left as Chad Kelly comes out after the touchdown drive successfully. Toronto on the board with a touchdown in his first quarter as a starting quarterback of the Argonauts.
Not sure how they did it, but Hamilton seems to have flipped the field. Maybe Flint had something to do with that tremendous punt. But now it's the first time we've seen Chad Kelly backed up in his own end.
Drifting on the lakeside of BMO Field. This completion is no more. Knocked away. Was about to say it was thrown in behind the intended Argonauts receiver, as it looks like it was Javian Elliott coming over. Talk about Stampeders making their way to Hamilton. Defensive back pickup makes the play, and the first quarter ends the way it should between Hamilton and Toronto. A big hit. 8-0 Argonauts lead on the Chad Kelly rushing touchdown.
Kids should have kid problems, not hunger problems. Join Subway June 21st. Buy a footlong and help feed kids with Food Banks Canada.
Here's to those who ask how. Like Kevin, who asked Janine from Home Hardware how to build a place to work. Or not work. Or Siobhan, who took Josh's advice and created a front yard worthy of this TV commercial. Or Eric and Sasha, who asked Julie how to reimagine their backyard so they could be more outdoorsy. Complete your next project with helpful advice from thousands of store owners and team members across Canada. Home Hardware and Building Centers. Here's how.
Nowhere is out there. Your journey starts in the next generation GMC Canyon AT4X. The most advanced off-road mid-size truck, because the hardest places to get to are the only places worth going. Introducing the next generation GMC Canyon, the official vehicle of nowhere.
After your first quarter here on a Sunday in week 2, it is the Tiger Cats trailing by 8 against the Toronto Argonauts as Bo Levi Mitchell, the interception going the other direction. Chad Kelly makes the play. They're not playing head-to-head, Matty. We know this about quarterbacks, but it is great to be able to watch one of the guys who's been kind of the standard in this league for about a decade, and the newcomer in Toronto putting his stamp on it right away.
We both played the position, and we always got excited playing against a quality quarterback in a matchup, no matter who it was. You wanted to play your best. Both these guys want to do that, but it's certainly more than that. You've got to handle your own business and take care of your own huddle. And like you said, Marshall, at the top end of this quarter, fittingly, it was a smash mouth football. Elliott laying down some wood.
So Chad Kelly starts the second quarter with a 2nd and 10 after that big hit, and now it is a sack in the backfield. Chris Edwards does get home after taking the unnecessary roughness late hit on the quarterback. And of course, Edwards goes right towards his old teammates in Toronto, signing in free agency with Hamilton, and Simone Lawrence alongside Chris Edwards running to the
24. Oh, you know this feels good. Well, his coach, just bring me, man. Cut me loose. Cut me loose. Let me go get some. He got some, boy. He's a passionate football player. Sometimes it spills over in the wrong ways, but Chris Edwards, make no doubt about it, he can play some football.
Punt drops down to Gallimore, handling the return response. responsibilities. With Woods out of the lineup today, a game-time decision, 48-yard punt, and already in plus territory after the Chris Edwards sack to end the Argonauts' drive. As Tim White comes out onto the field for the Hamilton Tiger Cats, said this year he wanted to add a little bit more to his game. The challenge of raising his level of play is what's inspiring him in 2023. He wants to get better at tracking the football and explosiveness. He wants to be the big play guy in this league.
How do you get that done? How do you get that done? You know, you got to play the game. You got to work, obviously, in the offseason on your explosion, your quickness. And he had plenty of that to begin with, so it's fun to watch as well. He's improving what he did last year.
And off inside to James Butler, once again sticking with his average in around 5-6 yards. But Tim White last season had himself a big year, of course, as he was able to get into the end zone plenty of times. And unfortunately, last year ended with him being one of the only people they were willing to target by the time they got to the Eastern semifinal in Montreal.
A lot of guys were broke, you know, and Stephen Dunbar, he ends up in Edmonton, and Poppy White's no longer on the roster, and brought in Duke Williams for that reason, takes some hit off of number 12.
Pressure on here from the Argonauts. Mitchell gets it out, and it is complete over the middle as Mitchell ends up on his backside, and Keandre Smith has a first down on a second down conversion.
Yeah, last week, 4 catches, 39 yards, involved in the offense, but an offense that sputtered against the Bombers' defense. And Keandre, he's another up-and-comer. Boy, I saw him warming up with Bo before the ball game, and boy, just little things like that, playing pitch and catch with your quarterback, getting on the same page, just having fun, getting in a routine. It's all about that sometimes, getting to know one another, and Keandre's on to a good start with his veteran quarterback, Bo Levi.
Joel Figueroa lost his shoe, it looks like.
That's a big shoe, too. It's like, he better put that thing down. He's going to get tired walking the sidelines.
And so he'll walk it off to the sideline. They'll substitute in here and mix and match the personnel group. It was a long discussion as Keandre Smith comes back out onto the field that they had pregame as they were going through their warm-ups of Keandre Smith and Bo Levi Mitchell. It looked like they were trying to figure out a play they had just run in kind of their walkthrough period of warm-ups, and then Tommy Condell got called over. He talked about it with them. I mean, it was a real conference call of them trying to sort through some different things.
Yeah,
so
I think there's quite a bit of that going on in the Canadian Football League. You know, certainly a lot of people involved in play calling sometimes is not necessarily the best thing that could happen, but they had plenty of time to figure this one out.
Brandon Revenberg just took over at left tackle on the inside run on 1st and 10 with Figueroa, the starting left tackle, to the sideline, losing his shoe. It looked like Revenberg, the Canadian veteran at a Grand Valley State, just stepped into the huddle and reorganized it himself. Said, listen, I'm the elder statesman here. You go there, I go here, as Dayton Black, the 6th overall pick, moves into left guard.
That's right. He's backing up, and boy, this game's got his full attention now. Revy's like, this old hat, I got it. He'll tell everybody what to do up there in that old line. That's how good he is.
3rd overall pick back in 2016 has been a mainstay in this black and gold lineup as Mitchell stares down 2nd down and 9 from the 29 of the Argonauts. Pressure on, screen, gets it out. Butler's got it, turns it up, crosses the 20-yard line, cuts back inside the 15, and he'll be wrapped up at the 10-yard line. Tommy Condell, offensive coordinator, dials it up.
Yeah, this is beautiful. This play call, you know, they typically replace where they came from is exactly what they had dialed in for 2nd and 9. Has 2 linebackers. You can see them coming right through here. They come off the edge and come in this gap, and they slide Butler out here. A little screen. Nice play call. They go from there, get a couple big boys out in front. Butler just finds a little crease, and bam. Quick 16, 17 yards for you, just like that.
It looks like they're working to tape up the ankle of Joel Figueroa on the sideline, so Revenberg stays at left tackle. And the 2023 first-round pick of the Ticats stays in at left guard. They'll try to run it. James Butler cuts back to the 5, dives to the end zone. Touchdown, Tiger Cats.
That's huge. That's what Butler did last year so well for the BC Lions, who got that organization. And Nathan O'Rourke in his first 10 games anyways just lit on fire with those 2 guys. And James Butler, when healthy, like I said, is as good as anybody in the league. And watch the cutback. Defensive ends kind of caught in no man's land. Bo takes His fake carries it out as he should. I'd let him take the ball 24/7 to keep my eyes on James Butler. But had enough room to maneuver and find the end zone with a little want to.
Go for two here, trailing by 2. They'll go back to Butler, and Toronto's front says no chance as they tried to run it away from the strength. And in the backfield, Folarin Orimolade. One of a host of Argonauts making the stop, but no chance of bringing down James Butler as he trucks his way into the end zone. Hamilton sees him get his second of the season here.
Price alerts saved me an immense amount of time.
Time is money.
You just sit back and wait for the app to tell you.
I can get notifications just to be able to know when that vehicle that I want is within my reach.
That's a DQ chicken strip basket. Oh, look at those tasty DQ chicken strips. And fries, plus all the dips. Oh, let's order one right now. Get it delivered at DQ.ca. DQ, happy tastes good.
This summer, welcome to temporary retirement, where an afternoon of bocce rolls right into an early bird special.
We get a look at James Butler after getting his second touchdown rushing of the season, and then we get a look at the run in behind that revamped Tiger Cats offensive line.
Nice press the hole, opens up, puts Daniel Roberson in a tough spot in space. And that guy in space, good luck with that. Finds the end zone. Take a look at it after this kick. Show you what I'm talking about.
Shout out my mama. He's got 8 touches already in this ball game.
I love that for Hamilton.
Yeah, he's got 11 carries in week 1. Many of them coming late in the game. As a big kick here will drive back the Argonauts as they return it out across the 15-yard line, trying to recreate the magic of Janarian Grant from Friday night in that Winnipeg-Saskatchewan matchup. But Hamilton's coverage unit right there on the spot.
Yeah, they're going to add into the box here. Going to bring Winton, and then coming off the edge, and he's going to be all alone in space. Sorry, folks. Just trying to get this kick started. Yeah, he's going to be space all by himself. Boom. He's in no man's land. He didn't have Bo, didn't have the back. Now he's got to regroup, and it's too late.
Kelly takes the snap, looks over the top, feeds this one out to the wide side. All the time in the world that time for Curly Gittens Jr. Getting his grab to get things rolling for 19 in his 4th year at Wilfrid Laurier.
Here we go. All alone. Just strong arms it. It's actually an easier throw now.
Can see Kelly, it's true, with the hash marks being moved in 2022, but can see Kelly working his way through progressions here, which is encouraging for Toronto. They go play action, this time zips it into the hole once again. Davaris Daniels complete, and the arm strength is on display right now as we get a look at Curly Gittens Jr. and Canadian receivers last year. He had 135 targets in 2022, Matt. He was 6th in the CFL, but he had the highest completion percentage of any of the top 15 targeted guys in the league last year.
And there, folks, is a perfect example why we love Marshall Ferguson. Because he's a savant when it comes to numbers. And he can spit stuff like that out the drop of a hat. And this guy simply produced those numbers last year.
J.O.
excited to see him do it again this year.
All right, between the tackles once again, a great run between the tackles. But Giddens Jr., you mentioned it earlier, Matt, this was his breakout season in 2022. Didn't end the way he wanted in the Grey Cup without a couple of catches, but man, did he ever have a year.
I'll take that ring any day, right, and work on the catches, for this year. But he's special. He's a special receiver, and sometimes, it just takes these young guys just a couple years to gain some confidence in their skill set and realize what they have to work on, play to their strengths and work on their weaknesses. He did that, and man, breakout year. Curly Giddens says hello to the CFL.
Second down, Hamilton goes after A.J. Ouellette. He's going to be close to getting the first down marker here.
I'm right on it, Marshall. I think that's first down.
Interesting to hear Ryan Dinwiddie, head coach of the Argonauts, saying to us this week that when they had trouble against Hamilton last year, it was because Hamilton wasn't respecting their run game. They were playing with a 5-man box and couldn't run against them.
Yeah.
And so he said, we got to make them respect the box, bring a sixth defender down, and be able to open up some throwing lanes for Chad Kelly early.
Not rocket science, he's just count numbers, and football is often all numbers. Numbers outweigh you to the field, you go to the boundary. And numbers not right for you in the box, then you spread it out. And they put more numbers in the box and you can't handle it, then you got to freaking throw the football. It's not that hard.
And it will be a first down for Toronto. You were on it.
I'm telling you, laser right there.
Flight to Vancouver, red eye back, early morning, Party Plaza, LL Cool J. It didn't matter. Matty Dunningham right there on the line.
That's all on Omar Dolman, man. Spreading the love, bringing the panel out there. We had a good time out on the West Coast, and congratulations for the BC Lions, that whole organization, top to bottom. Special shout out to Mackenzie working her tail off out there for the Lions, doing everything.
As A.J. Ouellette spins off the tackle by Malik Carney, cuts it back, and Ouellette getting into a rhythm here as he's getting the bulk of the carries.
We're so busy out there, Marshall. That's a heck of a run. The best run of the year for A.J. Ouellette. Let's get another look at that. He just gets skinny right there. He says, get off of me, Malik. Got to bring it better than that. I've been in the ring this offseason throwing down some big boys. And, look at him. He is the Liver King right there. Our version of the Liver King anyways. Got the two-tone hair going. Got the mullet happening with the crazy beard.
Out of Ohio, it's Coxie this time. Breaking across the 20-yard line, and DeMonte Coxie is down at the 10. A 22-yard gain, and the field is slanted significantly downhill for the Argonauts offense here in the second quarter.
Second year for Memphis. Catching one over the middle in traffic just a little bit. Nice spotted ball by Kelly. We talk about his strong arm, but he's got to be accurate and on time. Elliott just a little late on his close. Gave Coxie just enough room to shed him right here. It's off to the races. Good-looking drive by Toronto in response.
A lot of tackles being made in the secondary right now as Kelly fakes the inside jet, rolls to his right, moving. It'll go into the end zone, incomplete. And Andrew Harris came back to get a block on Carney, which he wasn't happy about, letting Tom Valesi know that the crackback block.
I like the play call. There's too much traffic out there. Too much traffic out there, and there's just... And it got cloudy and it hurt if you not have it right away. Andrew doesn't have anybody outflanked. You got three defenders on two receivers, and that's not a bad play there at the end of the day.
Well, we get to find out right now on second down from the 10-yard line. What's Chad Kelly's favorite gotta get to the end zone play? First chance to see this in his time at Toronto.
I'd take one-on-one up top.
5 wide. Pressure on. Tries to break out of the pocket. A flag is down, and so is Chad Kelly.
We know who that is.
Mohamed Diallo bringing him down, but we'll deal with the flag as well.
I wonder if he's going to do the flop. Diallo flop.
Look at Isaiah Cage there.
Yeah, look at that. Look, what are we having for dinner? It's like walking the kitchen.
We have two flags on the play. Holding, Hamilton 66.
Oh.
Sorry, Toronto 66.
Oh, there you go.
Major foul, roughing the quarterback, face mask, Hamilton. We'll go up 5 yards, automatic, first down.
There we go. Diallo got the hands up in on Kelly as he brought him down. Otherwise, this thing might have been over.
Yeah, so There's Gage right there. He's going to get one hold. And face mask, there's the hold. And there's a face mask. So Diallo gets the face mask of the quarterback as he's slinging him around the yard.
They'll hand it off inside. Ouellette bouncing off tacklers, reaches the football out, and comes up just a yard shy as Casey Sales came in to finish him off. And this is going to be 2nd and goal from the 1, and out will come the heavies. Dylan Giffen off the sideline, and Gregor McKellar as well, the first-round pick in 2022 out of St. FX.
Boy, AJ just felt it, he's like sniffing the goal line, just breaking tackles, wanting it, reaching for it, and that's what you get when you hand the ball off to him.
They'll take out Chad Kelly here in short yardage. They go sneak. It's with the quarterback, Cameron Dukes, first-year CFLer.
Reaching right.
Takes the snap, rides over the top, tries to jump. And the Hamilton front right there to stack him up. No signal yet.
It looked like he was hunting for a hole on the left side. And then he went airborne, got popped back by Ted Laurent.
21 in there too.
Lawrence. Go figure, right? Boom. Oh, that's Simone and Ted. Well, that's a wall. He goes airborne. Boom. Not there. Doesn't get it there. It's a good call by the officials. Remember, they got a yard. They got to get that yard up every time, folks.
3rd and goal. Kelly back in the ball game. Drives his feet to the left. His 2nd rushing touchdown of the ball game.
I don't think any other quarterback gets that but Chad Kelly with the strong lower half. Well, he wanted that one. Not to be denied here. 2nd effort with his own line. Finds the end zone. Big response drive by the Toronto Argonauts, aided by a couple penalties. He stopped there. He keeps driving. Oh, that's on him. They still hadn't tackled him. Curley's out there putting his man down on the ground.
11 plays, 93 yards, and 5:41. And Toronto reestablishes their offensive control that we've seen here in the first half, with Chad Kelly introducing himself to the BMO Field faithful on the night where they celebrate the Grey Cup Championship of 2022. Boris Beatty knocks it through as the Grey Cup champion flags continue to wave in the wind. And in the all-new double blue, 12's in the end zone again. Toronto leads 15-6 over Hamilton.
The Jeep No Limits event is here, which means more trails to blaze, more challenges to meet, more sights to discover. Get into a Jeep Wrangler, the most capable Wrangler ever. Or Jeep Grand Cherokee, the most awarded SUV ever. Jeep No Limits is here. Time to test your limits. Get up to 10% off MSRP with up to $8,900 in discounts on Jeep Grand Cherokee.
On your birthday in New Orleans, strangers pin you with cash. Makes no sense, but neither does the Popeyes Blackened Chicken Sandwich. No breading, all Cajun flavor. Happy birthday, Phil. See you tomorrow. We don't make sense. We make chicken.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
This transformation is real. Now any guy can temporarily cover grays and create a fuller, defined look for beard and brows. New Just for Men One Day Beard and Brow. Breakthrough color that stays put for the day till you wash it out. Just for Men One Day Beard and Brow.
For every purpose, for every path, this summer, drive the truck J.D. Power awarded #1 in driver appeal. 3 years in a row.
There is Chad Kelly after his 2nd rushing touchdown of the ball game. Said he gained respect of the room last year on scout team as he was going up against the starting defense. You knew he was taking some short yardage sneaks as well last year.
Well, he's been to our sneak school and he passed with flying colors. That's Jock Climby in my sneak school. And we teach all quarterbacks how to do the sneak properly. But I guarantee he's not looking at the sneak. He's looking at that last 1st and 10 pass where he rolled to the right. And the timing was incomplete out of bounds, and it was cloudy over there, too. Because the next play was A.J. Ouellette in the middle run, so to me, I guarantee he's looking at that pass play trying to correct that.
Hamilton returns this one. 14-yard line. Gallimore finds a hole on the right-hand side and gets it out to the 40. He's done that a couple times already in this ball game. Hamilton, good starting field position, and they'd like to get back on the board, trying to play catch-up on Chad Kelly.
This is not a basketball net. This is not a drill. And this is not a stand mixer. It's how the Harpers turn downtime into together time. And this is not just any loyalty program. It's one made for them. With Triangle Rewards, you get personalized offers every week, so you can get more of what you love. Download the Triangle app today.
Kids should have kid problems, not hunger problems. Join Subway June 21st. Buy a footlong and help feed kids with Food Banks Canada.
Tiffany Gate Fresh Gourmet. Our savory pasticides can be prepared any way you like. Serve warm or chilled, as a main or as a side. Tiffany Gate Fresh Gourmet. Create your way to great taste.
The PGA on TSN continues next weekend with the third round action, the Travelers Championship. Golfers tee off at 3 Eastern, noon Pacific on TSN and CTV2. Let's go down to the 18th green, Matthew Schneider. No, that's awesome. Matthew would be great on a golf course, just following people around.
Well, you sounded pretty good right there, too.
Bo Levi Mitchell, 1st and 10 from his own 40. And on the sidelines for a little while after that second touchdown drive of the Argonauts. Looks over the top in a one-handed grab. The spider web was out that time for Terry Godwin the second.
Check it out. I'm not just saying anything in this. A little dig coming from right to left. Got an ISO too on. Give it to us, Terry. Fearless. And talented. Moving the sticks. Terry Godwin.
So much hype coming out of Georgia. Got to Hamilton last year. They wanted to play him a little bit more. Never really got the chance down the stretch. Here he is in 2023 as they'll flip it out on first down to James Butler.
I love that.
What do you think was better, that one from Terry Godwin or last year when Stephen Dunbar was playing against Ottawa about week 6? Huge one-handed grab down the sideline as well. I mean, those are two world-class catches right there, and Terry Godwin's on the board with the catch of the year as it stands.
I'll go last year's because I think this is fairly routine for him.
That's routine?
Hey,
it was double cut.
You have to make the routine plays routinely and the tough plays look routine. That's what he did right there.
What a play by Godwin.
Right. That slow-mo shot when he was all spread out looked like Jordan going to the hole.
Over the middle into the hole. Speaking of which, Duke Williams makes the grab.
With a little celly, too. That was sweet. Got to look at that celly one more time. But Bo just threads this into traffic.
Bo Levi Mitchell trusting his receivers, getting on the same page here as they start to work their way towards halftime. We've hit the 3-minute warning. Godwin, one hand, the timing throw, feathering it in. Duke Williams makes the grab, and Hamilton's got something going offensively.
New Advil Plus acetaminophen fights pain 2 ways by combining 2 trusted pain relievers into 1 tablet. Ibuprofen targets pain. Acetaminophen blocks pain signals. New Advil Plus acetaminophen fights pain for up to 8 hours.
The Jeep No Limits event is here, which means more trails to blaze, more challenges to meet, more sights to discover. Get into a Jeep Wrangler, the most capable Wrangler ever. or Jeep Grand Cherokee, the most awarded SUV ever. Jeep No Limits is here. Time to test your limits. Get up to 10% off MSRP with up to $8,900 in discounts on Jeep Grand Cherokee.
BK Mosa here, and you know there's three. Classic bacon and spicy. Flame grilled patty on a toasted bun with the caramelized onions. Now I want one. BK, have it your way.
I was going to sit here and Chad Kelly the entire time, and then Milt brings out one of his bands. But then they said because the game is a tug of war. Nails, you're never going to win. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Don't hurt Coach.
Always uphill battle there for Naylor on the panel. As you see the celebration for Argos fans of the 2022 Grey Cup continuing. The banner out, the first 10,000 fans in attendance, replica rings. Bo Levi Mitchell and the Tiger Cats trying to spoil the party here to end the first half on first down. Running between the tackles and just coming out of the break there, man. That whole commercial break, Bo Levi Mitchell in the huddle talking to his guys.
Chirping, getting on the same page, talking to him, letting him know what he's thinking, what he wants him to do, communicating. You just don't get enough of that time when in live play in situations like that. He took full advantage of it, and he was commanding that huddle the whole time, talking, getting on the same page with his teammates.
He knows how important this moment is as we roll inside 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Trailing by 9. Mitchell will send Butler out to the flats, loads it up, looks over the top, into trouble, into coverage. His second interception of the first half against Toronto. And it's Deshaun Amos making the pick.
Yeah, 6 of 7 to that point, make it 6 of 8. Now a second interception in the red zone. And that one stinks. Taking points off the board for sure.
Amos picking up where he left off in 2022. Yes. 4 knockdowns, 4 interceptions. Straight to go see friends and family and reward them with a game ball.
Yeah, this ball never had a chance. It's top of the screen, just a go route, outside release, and just watch it come over the top. And this play never had a chance. It's cloudy. It's cut coverage, takes an outside release. Deep outside defender says, "Are you kidding me? I'll take that all day long." McFadden's underneath. Amos is over the top. Cut coverage to the boundary, and Bo feeds him an interception.
Kelly's got all day now. He loads it up. Look at the arm strength. Over the top to Monte Coxie. Down at the 20-yard line. And Chad Kelly sends BMO into a frenzy. Flat-footed 59-yard bomb.
Coxie was doing his best to catch up to it. He let him go get it. Oftentimes you hear me screaming, "Get it out there!" That's exactly what Kelly does. Just zips it. Little quick release, money. Just beautiful, dropped it in. As you practice it, 24/7, nice little move by Coxie too. Now he's on his horse, knowing that his strong arm quarterbacks give him a chance, and he goes and takes it.
And for everything that McLeod Bethel Thompson gave the Toronto Argonauts last year, the one thing they were lacking in was the deep ball accuracy. Well, welcome to the Chad Kelly era here in Toronto as he takes a deep one over the top to Coxie. Now he looks in between coverage. That one nearly intercepted, knocked away, looking for Curly Gittens Jr. It was Richard Leonard, the veteran boundary field halfback, knocking it away.
Yeah, he was playing that ball the whole way in that route, and he was just trying to figure out a way how he could undercut this, trying to get in front of Curly Gittens, and he did a nice job coming over the top, sticking his left arm across the body, not interfering with him before the ball got there. Heads up play by Leonard. But I love in the play before that how he's able to climb the pocket, and there was a nice little space there for Kelly to step up and sling the rock.
Coxie's got 4 catches for 116 yards already. This time to the outside. They go back to him. His 5th catch of the ballgame, refusing to go down to the turf. And Coxie certainly looks like he's going to be a player in this Toronto offense early.
Well, he's on the same page with his young quarterback, and the strong arm comes into play here and a wide side out. And watch how far he's got to throw this. Coxie's top of your screen, and Chad's got to sling it out there. Much easier throw these days, moving the hash marks from 17 to 9 yards apart, and he just sticks it on him right here, gives him a chance to make something happen after the catch.
So it's a 1st and goal for the Argonauts. A.J. Ouellette gets the touch inside the 5, driving the legs. And the Hamilton defense will finally bring him down. Big Teddy Laurent is the one that holds on for dear life as 34 claps his hands. He was chugging towards the goal line once again, and the heavies are in for Toronto.
Yeah, and he's wanting to get in that end zone. He's smelling it again. He got him close, knocking on the door. Taking full advantage of a turnover here by the Hamilton Tiger Cats, second by Bo Levi Mitchell, and Toronto's wanting to take full advantage going in the locker room at half.
Kelly stays in the huddle, checks the play clock. It rolls down to 11 seconds here as they get set to break the huddle. Laurent stares it down. His former teammate Darius Sirocco, drafted by the Tiger Cats 6th overall, lines up across from him in short yardage. 3, why not? A trifecta of rushing touchdowns for Chad Kelly in his Argonauts debut.
Wow. If you had him in fantasy, our producer, our director, and everybody else back there, you're pretty happy with the situation, how it's unfolding for the Argonauts. AJ's taking him to the doorstep, and Kelly's putting in the end zone on a regular basis. Big boy's just churning it out for him, finding a soft spot on the edge, beating Elliott with his strength. Tunde Adeleke coming off the edge as well. No match for Chad Kelly.
Kelly's been efficient. Made his way through progressions, thrown with accuracy, showing us the arm strength, flat-footed, moving around, getting out in space off the run game.
I'm a fan of the stands. I'm coming back. I'm paying more for this. I want to see this more often. This is good stuff by the young quarterback saying hello to the Toronto and the fan base.
Actually told me this week that he was doing high-intensity interval training throughout the offseason, 20 seconds on, 20 seconds off.
Oh, I thought you were like 2 days on, 2 days off.
No.
That's my type of interval training.
20 seconds on, 20 seconds off, and you just go and go and go and go and go. And he said he was using it to build mental strength. When you don't want to go anymore, the bell goes off, you have no choice. Anybody who's ever done a HIIT class knows when the bell goes off, it takes mental fortitude to turn around and keep going. He went ahead and did that all offseason. He said, I know there's going to be adversity, but I just know I have to be able to weather it for this team. Well, the adversity right now has been, can Javian Elliott hang on to his hips long enough to keep him out of the end zone?
Yeah. Not going to happen on that play. Argonauts looking pretty good here in the first half. See if Bo can figure it out.
Could have worked outside. Hey.
He's going to have a few plays here. I don't know if he can take it to house, try to push one deep again, but maybe get a good return. No Lawrence Woods in the lineup for the Hamilton Tiger Cats, one of the most dangerous receivers or returners in the league. We got Dexter Lawson Jr. from Appalachian State back there.
Hamilton will get back possession. Huge flipping of the field on the Demonte Coxie catch down the sideline for 50+. And it went from, there's a couple of minutes remaining here, and Bo Levi Mitchell and the Tiger Cats might be able to score, to interception, flip the field, 3rd rushing touchdown, and now Bo comes out. He's down 16 points.
It's a thing of beauty. It's exactly the way you draw it up. You don't want to turn the ball over, give it to me. We're hot right now. We're starting to believe, and that's huge for a football team. Out of the gate, had a bye week the first week of the season. Now they got Hamilton coming over, stinging from a loss from Winnipeg, and they played a good 30 minutes of football, starting with that young man, Chad Kelly.
I love it.
Inside handoff as Hamilton just wants to get to the locker room right now. It certainly hasn't unfolded the same way, Matty, but that week 1 loss against Winnipeg, it was turnovers, and it was the opposing quarterback just making more plays than Hamilton's offense. Zach Collaros was outstanding in that game on Friday Night Football of week 1, and here on a Sunday to wrap up week 2, Hamilton has a very similar deficit as they run the rock to get it to halftime.
No Nobody's ever won a game in 30 minutes of play.
Yep.
Hamilton's going to go in there trying to regroup.
And they did a great job of regrouping last week, which is what they'll have to do if they want to fight back in this one and make it a ball game. As it is Chad Kelly, the highlight. He feels like a guy that's been waiting around several years for an opportunity to get himself a start in professional football.
He can barely put sentences together with his interview before the game. I think he's going to be a little more relaxed. Let's listen in and see what Shinetti's got with the young quarterback, Chad Kelly.
Yeah, Kelly making his way over to Matthew now is maybe he'll have a little bit more to say after a stunning 3 rushing touchdown first half. Matthew?
Well, Chad, I get to tell you that you were 9 for 14, 192 passing yards, and 3 rushing touchdowns. What statement has this offense made?
The O-line is doing a fantastic job. Running backs running downhill, wide receivers getting open. Defense is forcing turnovers, right? We just got to make sure we stay in positive plays, right? Sometimes we'd have a penalty. Sometimes, you know, a mistake out wide or myself, even bad read, whatever we got to do, we got to stay ahead of the sticks.
We'll see you in 15 minutes.
Let's go.
Kate, what statement has Chad Kelly made? What do you and the panel think?
Matthew, I am going to be honest. We are having a hard time containing our excitement about Chad Kelly because this is exactly what the CFL needs. Are you not entertained after that first half of football? Kate Burness back alongside Dave Naylor, Jim Barker, and Milt Stegall. And look, I don't want to oversell, but our entire pregame was done on Chad Kelly. And Coach, for at least a year and a half, you have been telling us. Just wait for Chad Kelly to see what we can do. We got a glimpse of it in the Grey Cup. And I know, Dave, we were talking about, yes, he started a game last year, but now he's the #1. To come in and do what he did in this first half with 3 rushing TDs, it's as good as it gets.
Well, again, it's one half of football, and he's got a long way to go, and obviously, but what he did was show great composure. He stood in the pocket. I give Ryan Dinwiddie a lot of credit because he gave him a lot of different methods to throw. There was drop back like these, but he did a lot of rollout and different types of things off of play action, and here he gets a chance to run the ball. You know, the thing that's impressive, he's right, his offensive line protected him well. Look at him here. He's got all day to survey the field, but he's so accurate, and he finds people. He sees the field, which I know that I've talked to Matt Dunnigan a lot about this. That's a difference between the great quarterbacks and the quarterbacks that aren't. They see the field differently, and he just sees things. He hooked up with DeMontre Coxie, who was his guy in, they were both on the scout team last year. And how often does that happen where now he gets a chance, you know, with Coxie to actually throw in balls?
You know, Chad Kelly, you see his athleticism too. He's a lot more athletic than his uncle. You know, he can do a lot of different things with him. That's part of the versatility that we see in that first half. Here's the other thing though. When you watch a young quarterback, you're looking for the throws, the plays he can make, but you're also looking to see, does he know which throws and plays not to make? And if I had to do a list of bad decisions that Chad Kelly made in that first half, maybe the throw right before the halftime down by the goal line. Other than that, for a young quarterback, second career start, first meaningful start, he didn't make a lot of bad decisions.
And I asked both of you guys who are CFL historians, has there ever been a quarterback? And I know he's not a true rookie, but this is basically his first game, real game start. He started the game at the end of the year, but that didn't mean anything. That stepped on the scene with his confidence, with his toughness, and was able to go out there and actually make it happen. We've hyped up so many guys who stepped on the scene. We're like, okay, they're done with them. But this guy seems to be on his way to having a pretty good career. As you mentioned, it's the first half, but this is real impressive what he's done so far.
By the way, the most amount of rushing touchdowns in a game last season by any player, 4. He's already at 3, so we'll see what happens in the second half. On the flip side, we got to talk Bo Levi Mitchell because we thought after the performance against the Blue Bombers, they'd fix some things. You know, they'd get better. And there was glimpses there. There were a few good drives. But there were also 2 picks in the red zone. This has not started at all the way Bo wants it to start as it melts.
Not at all. And you can look at those plays and say, okay, did the receiver do something wrong? These are both on Bo. Bo should not make these throws regardless of what the receivers are doing. Bo has been in this league to understand, okay, Worst case scenario, we're going to get a field goal attempt out of both of these drives, and unfortunately they didn't. And now they're down big. He has to come out and make better decisions. This is his 11th year in the league. He understands this league better than most quarterbacks who've played this league. Even though he has these young quarterbacks, some of them receivers, he has to make better plays, put his receivers in better positions, and allow his team an opportunity to win this game. But right now, this first half, he has not done that.
Well, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yes.
There's no doubt.
Yes.
But I think, like Dave said, I think those are the kinds of errors you're just waiting for Chad Kelly. He took that face mask penalty when he got sacked. Instead of trying to do something not very smart, he just went ahead and took the play and whatever happened. So, again, I think that's a big part of his success.
We haven't seen Bo throw the ball deep very much at all. One of the few that he did was that second pick in the end zone right before the half.
Just a tough start for him. On the flip side, though, it doesn't get much better for Chad Kelly, 22-6. We got much more coming up right after this.
Now Kelly will take off, dances away from Ja'Gared Davis into the end zone. Touchdown Argos. What a move by Chad Kelly. They'll try to run it. James Butler cuts back to the 5, dives to the end zone. Touchdown Tiger Cats. Kelly back in the ball game, drives his feet to the left. His second rushing touchdown of the ball game. Looks over the top in a one-handed grab. The spider web was out that time for Terry Godwin II.
Sometimes the difference between a car ride and a road trip is a summer drink from McDonald's. Like the smooth taste of a small McCafe iced coffee or a refreshing Coca-Cola for $1 plus tax. Step up your summer today.
The race for the Fortinet Cup is back on PGA Tour Canada as the top up-and-coming golfers in the world compete for the coveted trophy. The stakes are high as players chase their dream of playing on the PGA Tour. Who will be the next Fortinet Cup champion? PGA Tour Canada returns to the Edmonton area for the ATP Classic, taking place at Northern Bear Golf Course in Strathcona County. For more details, visit PGAtour.com/Fortinet Cup.
We're going out there,
Bear?
We're gonna catch a big one. Look out for the water. The rocks and the mud.
Can't go over it, gotta go through it.
We're going on the bear ride.
Such a good boy. Oh, what a beautiful day.
Nothing scary about Energizer Ultimate Lithium, the #1 longest-lasting AA battery.
Free agent frenzy on TSN. It's a Canada Day bonanza.
Quite a bit of money to spend.
Which GMs get creative?
They're starting to heat up. They obviously want to make some impact.
That was the day that things turned around for our franchise.
What is the long-term plan?
The question now will be, can he be a perfect fit?
If you want to go to free agency, have your best career ever.
They got paid like big boys. Now they got to play like it.
This could be a very big impact.
Going to make another run at it.
Stanley Cup or bust.
TSN's panel of experts will be breaking all the news as it happens.
Taking a look at the Week 3 schedule coming up, it all begins with a great game between the Lions and the Blue Bombers on Thursday Night Football. The Alouettes taking on the Tiger Cats, the Rough Riders and the Stamps, and then the Argos and the Elks. And meanwhile, on Episode 2 of Huddle Up, Andrew Harris joined Luca and Thomas to discuss his passing stats.
Over the course of your career, you've racked up over 10,000 rushing yards. But maybe more impressive is you've thrown 6 passes. And you've completed 2 of them.
Okay.
And we're gonna do a little bit of a film study.
Okay. So yeah. So this one here, I think you're about to pull up. This is just, again, this is savviness. This is.
Noticed a couple of these ones.
Yeah.
Savviness for sure. But we'll pull it up. It's such a smart play.
Yeah. So I got nowhere to go there. Absolutely nowhere to go. Instead of taking a 4-yard loss, just get rid of that thing.
This one, I think.
Where are you pulling these up from, man? You got
TSN archive.
You did some searching.
They're deep. This one is the only one that and there was one other incompletion that we couldn't find, but this one is like an actual trick play pass attempt here.
Yeah.
It just did not go well.
Oh my God, that was horrible. Yeah.
You had him too.
I had him. I got too excited. Oh my God. Hey, TSN, can you please delete that from the archives? You can't have that out there.
Would highly recommend Bar Down's Huddle Up podcast. By the way, that was a great episode. Andrew Harris also spoke about his hockey refereeing experience. Great stuff.
RS is more than a style. It's a mindset where bold choices are the norm and style matters. It's a reminder, whatever you do, keep it RS. Introducing the 2023 Chevrolet Equinox RS and Blazer RS. Discover yours and keep it RS. Find new style, find new roads.
Intelligence is the foundation of any good business. But if every good business has it, how do you stand out? Intuition. When enabled by technology, intuition stops feeling like a hunch and starts looking like confidence. The confidence you get when you work with Cognizant, where we engineer every aspect of your business, technology, processes, and experiences to anticipate expectations and act instantly. This is intuition, and we can engineer it.
When diarrhea, nausea, and upset stomach crash your plans, new from the makers of Gravel comes Gastrevol with 3-symptom relief to save the date. Trust Gastrevol liquid gels for relief.
Subway series.
15 chef-crafted subs. Just order by number, I'll do the rest.
So I can just say 11?
If you want a green goddess.
8.
Steak and bacon.
14.
Little Italy.
4.
Cake and chicken.
Give me a 12. Mama's hungry.
Here, we never hold back. We don't need to make noise to be heard. Our hustle meets heart.
Here, nothing is given.
Us, we can weather anything. We are all for one. The wildest of the West.
Where nothing is out of reach.
And we can rise to any height.
It's not just your home team. It's home.
With the one and only Dave Naylor.
Wow, big difference in passing yards, 192 to 118. 5 of those receptions to Montre Coxie for 129. The big stat that matters, though, turnovers, and 14 points off turnovers for the Argos.
Lopsided affair in the first half. It is the Chad Kelly show so far. What can he do in the second half? We go back to BMO Field right after this.
We're going out there,
There?
We're gonna catch a big one. Look out for the water. The rocks and the mud.
Can't go over it, gotta go through it.
We're going all the way
Yeah, such a good boy. Oh, what a beautiful day.
All golfers can agree, hitting it far feels great. But does it feel great? A first in forging has created irons that have never felt better. Paradigm was precisely constructed with the first ever AI-designed forged 455 face cup and an all-new speed frame to enhance speed and feel, earning 15 out of 15 stars from the Golf Digest Hot List. This is the new Paradigm in performance from Callaway, the kings of distance.
This is Sapporo, where influences blend, cultures connect, and Japanese artistry and Western tradition converge. You too can discover the remarkable, where East meets West.
Start your day on the right foot with a McDonald's BLT McMuffin.
Barry and Honey Sherman were one of Canada's wealthiest and most philanthropic couples. The bodies were found in a seated position, like the sculptures in their home.
This crime just reeks of someone very close to them.
How could this happen? Why did this happen?
Could this case remain unsolved?
One day, the murders will be found out. I have a belief that I know who did it.
"2021 was wild. This building was packed more than ever before. More than 26,000 fans, shoulder to shoulder, screaming their hearts out. No matter who you were cheering for, the energy was unlike anything the city has seen before. This year, the Grey Cup is back in Hamilton, and it's going to be better than ever. We're taking that legendary 2021 experience to the next level, making this 110th Grey Cup one of the most memorable of all time. No matter who's in the game, this is going to be the Canadian sporting event of the year. We're gearing up for November. Are you ready?
And welcome back to BMO Field, 22-6. The Toronto Argonauts up over the Hamilton Tiger Cats and looking forward to what should be an epic party in Hamilton at the end of November. Certainly a long way for the Tiger Cats to go to have an opportunity to get into that thing, Matty, because Toronto's trying to stick them at 0-2 right now early in the season.
I think that ad for the Grey Cup this year in Hamilton was made before the Canadian Open last week. Nick Taylor, that's got to be a front runner for Canadian sporting event of the year. That was crazy to watch that.
Wind swirling around here in BMO Field as the Hamilton Tiger Cats will get possession of the football first, trailing by 16. Marshall Ferguson, Matt Dunnigan, Matthew Shinetti down at field level for us here to wrap up week 2 in the CFL as return by Gallimore breaks towards the field, trying to outrun the angles and jumps right into the tackler as he crosses the 40. But once again, the kick return game of the Hamilton Tiger Cats gets them out in good field position. Here's Bo Levi Mitchell's first half, specifically the 2 interceptions in the end zone. Really the difference right now.
Pressure in his face, thinks he's throwing this away. Stiggers falls back underneath it, makes an athletic play. Here throws into coverage, that's pressure. Never read the cut corner. Amos was over the top, held the free safety was over there too. There's 3 defenders over the top, and Bo didn't have time to see it clearly, and obviously throwing into coverage got his team hurt. Toronto made hay, right? They converted on that. Oh, look at that.
Nearly intercepted. Going back the other direction.
Darius Pickett just undercut it. Was going to take it to the house, make life even more miserable for 19 in the Hamilton Tiger Cats.
One of the most active guys on social media in the offseason.
Yeah, he's running the route for him. He sees it. Bo's taking him there. He says, okay, I'll go. I'll trust your eyes. That should have been to the house. I know Darius, second year. He's second guessing that one.
Yeah, coming over in free agency from Montreal, where he was a great player for them last year. 3-man rush underneath. It's Ternowski making the grab.
There he is again.
Blocked immediately by Darius Pickett.
Third-year player from UCLA, as you mentioned. Marshall coming over from Montreal, where he was making all kinds of plays. Toronto said, I'll take some of that. You can see why. Look at that form tackle. Beautiful. That looked like Davis on Milt. I've never seen Milt hit that way. I've never seen Davis hit that high. And to have it on tape in slow motion is special.
I was afraid that Javon Hollensdown was going to get into the fray last night. 51-yard punt from Hamilton. And it's wrapped up just outside the 15-yard line as Chad Kelly takes to the field. And we get a look at his first half exploits. It wasn't just the quarterback sneaks and the rushing touchdowns. He made some great reads and throws.
Just sticking it in the middle on a dig route here, climbing a pocket, slings it over the top of Coxie, and well, on the money. And then here, they're just using his big body, his off-season training paying off for him right there, dragging a couple of Ticat defenders in the end zone. Had a nice move on Jaguar Davis, perennial all-star.
left him hanging in the dust. Found the end zone. Just tremendous first 30 minutes of football for the Argonauts and their fans.
So with the jet sweep here on first down, as they get the football in the hands of Curly Gittens Jr., and a flag comes up at the end of the play as Gittens Jr. tried to turn the corner as he adds another reception on the little jet.
I didn't think he had the corner, and then he little stutter step, and then he took off and showed us a little burst right there, and Leonard had to come up and corral him.
Illegal block, Toronto number 18. Half distance to the goal. Repeat first down.
And former second overall pick out of Virginia, Dejon Brissett, gets the flag at the very end of this one.
Yeah, it's just at the very end. He's trying to work. He's just at the top of your screen. He's at the top of your screen. Argonaut coming right there. He didn't even do anything. Yeah, it's second look at that. I didn't see much there, but he's to say we're playing ball.
Tangled up. This one skips into the turf as Chris Edwards gives a nice little shot at the end of the play to Curly Gittens Jr. and walks away from it. I was told at halftime, by the way, that Chris Edwards, after he made the sack in the first half, ran past the Argos bench and yelled, "This is my city."
Oh, my goodness. Oh. Well, I like the confidence.
Perfect for this matchup.
He's chirping at their sidelines right now after that play. He's a baller, and he plays with a lot of passion and enthusiasm. Sometimes it's just hard to corral all that.
So after the penalty for the illegal block, tangling of the toes, with Dejon Brissett taking that. And then the incompletion. Here comes 2nd and 19 for Kelly. Quarterback draw. Up the middle. Mohamed Diallo. Defensive tackle will rep him up. Former 19th overall pick.
Design quarterback draw the way. Pick up 8 or 9, maybe even 10. Young guy, 28 years old. You don't think, he's not going to break. Let's run him up in there. Another quarterback? Maybe Zach Collaros, Bo Levi Mitchell. Ain't gonna happen.
Get a look at Jonathan Kongbo there being traded over from the BC Lions, essentially negating the trade capital that was switched around when Dane Evans went to the BC Lions in the offseason. He's in the defensive end rotation and playing plenty on specials as Gallimore's driven back here by Haggerty. Another beautiful kick. As he tries to make it back across the field and finally is popped again. It's a Darius Pickett, and the fans will love that after a big tailgate day here in the Big Smoke. Hamilton fans making their way down the QEW. Argos fans getting those replica rings, celebrating the Grey Cup trophy, and right now in a good mood as they lead 22-6 over the Tiger Cats.
We're going out there,
Where?
We're gonna catch a big one. Look out for the water. The rocks and the mud.
Can't go over it, gotta go through it.
We're going on a bear hunt. Going on a bear hunt. Yeah,
Such a good boy. Oh, what a beautiful day.
On your birthday in New Orleans, strangers pin you with cash. Makes no sense, but neither does the Popeyes Blackened Chicken Sandwich. No breading, all Cajun flavor. Happy birthday, Phil. See you tomorrow. We don't make sense, we make chicken.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Nothing scary about Energizer Ultimate Lithium, the #1 longest-lasting AA battery.
The heavy hitter. The original. The award winner. The non-conformist. The weekend warrior. There's an award-winning Ram truck just for you, with a full line of trucks for immediate delivery during month of Ram. Get 15% off MSRP on Ram Classic for up to $11,000 in discounts. Plus, get 4.99% financing.
It's a new era of golf with more at stake than ever before. Every week is another life-changing opportunity.
The Taylor history! He's an icon!
And Golf Talk Canada's Mark Zecchino.
You need to see this.
Bob Weeks.
Not her best stuff, but she got it done.
And Adam Sculp.
The drought is over.
Take you around the globe to cover the game's top stories and biggest stars. Golf Talk Canada on TSN.
What a weekend for Canadian golf.
Presented by Picton Mahoney Asset Management.
From the creator of Euphoria comes the new HBO original series starring Abel the Weekend Tesfaye and Lily Rose Depp. The Idol, stream now only on Crave.
Dude, I'm watching that. I'm all over that.
Are you upset that The Weeknd is trying to transition away from just being The Weeknd?
I think
Once again,
it's so hard to pronounce. They went with Weekend. When on the weekend, you're doing stuff, relaxing a little bit, and you get to the point you just can't pronounce his name.
Well, Levi Mitchell would love to end the weekend with a victory here at BMO Field.
Toronto defense feeding off their offensive success in the first half, and Bo Levi Mitchell going into coverage. They're playing well.
And Mitchell, after the inside run for a gain of 4, working with this offensive line. And Corey Mace, defensive coordinator, right now only giving up 6 points. Touchdown early in the game, went for 2, couldn't get it.
Talking to his cousin yesterday in Vancouver. Yeah, talking about Corey Mace pumping his tires.
Mitchell with a 4-man rush, pressure's on, wrapped up, and down he goes. In the backfield, Folarin Orimolade. Welcome to the double blue.
That's right. Big time off-season acquisition. A lot of people saw that and said, interesting. The defense, as good as Toronto's, just got better. Yeah, he's right here standing up, folks. Watch him do his thing. Second and long. Got Figueroa all out in space, and his speed takes over every time.
As the Argonauts get possession back, a 47-yard punt. Tackle made on the play by Carfel Flowers Lloyd. Look at the sack here. Dipping around the edge. Orimolade celebrates in double blue with a 16-point advantage.
My bad, man. No. The bad's all mine. Don't even think of blaming yourself. I have the Bel Air Direct app, and my Crash Assist detected the accident and is already offering assistance. That sounds perfect.
The Bel Air Direct app. Smart insurance with perks.
Hey, boss, I'll get you out. Here, Red Bull. Huh? It gives you wings.
Wings? Very funny.
At Schneider's, we care about making carefully crafted sausage, mixing perfectly balanced spices, and following 132 years of tradition. Because you care about what you bring to the table. Schneider's, Canadian crafted since 1890.
Canadians are a polite people, so when we accidentally drop a cheese curd, we apologize to the cheese curd. Sorry, little buddy.
Chill, and well, when it talks about chill and professional wrestling, well, last week AJ Ouellette decided he was going to show a little more than chill when he took part in Greektown Wrestling, and his friend Jock Sampson from Athens, Ohio said, "Be in my corner." Well, AJ couldn't just be in his corner. There was that Stone Cold Steve Austin has spear, the use of the ring, and then maybe a little bit of wrestling. He does some freestyle wrestling, he says, but Usama Mushtaba, the Argo strength and conditioning coordinator, said, "I'm going to have to ask you to use some of that wrestling technique," and we're seeing that this afternoon. He's running right at the Ticats guys. That power, and like I said, looks a little like Stone Cold Steve Austin and driving right at the Ticats defense.
I feel bad for Usama Mushtaba, the strength and conditioning coordinator there. I think he had to play the heel.
Well,
against AJ.
Yeah, kind of like Milt yesterday with Davis.
Chad Kelly flips it out. Here goes Ouellette on the edge, being tracked down by Casey Sales. Tunde Adeleke makes the play. But the Argos mixing and matching their calls. And in this system, Chad Kelly told me this week that he loves the variety that Ryan Dinwiddie will call in for. And he says, we've got one of everything in this offense.
You see there, fake the ISO inside, and they flip it to him on the edge, and they get a man predominantly that runs in between the tackles as good as anybody in the league, including his counterpart, Andrew Harris. He's on the edge and showing his strength out there and ability in his open space. There's a lot to love about A.J. Ouellette, and he's just a fun football player to...
Body language on Kelly breaking the huddle there, confident. Looks like he wants to load it up. He thought about it, decides to check it down underneath.
What a catch.
Is it caught by Coxie? That's a tough one. Might be his toughest of the day, but he hauls it in.
A couple yards short there.
As Dave Naylor was talking at halftime about decisions not made that are bad ones, and this one a nice clean decision, even though he wanted to go over the top.
Yeah, nobody was open there. Bad things were going to happen, and he did the right thing, and he spotted the ball beautifully. And Coxie just comes up with a circus catch, tightly contested. Ball was thrown right on the money where only he could catch it, and they easily could have flipped the game there if he made a poor decision, but he made the right decision, extended the play, spotted the ball to Coxie. Now they're punting and relying on the rest of the football team to do their thing. And the cover teams, and Haggerty been amazing on punting the football and the coverage.
Yeah, Mickey Donovan's special teams unit of the Toronto Argonauts. Entire coaching staff back here from their Grey Cup championship. As Gallimore retreats. This kick bounces inside the 10, picks it up, and what a kick again by Haggerty. 63 yards, no return, as Haggerty celebrates with the bench. Toronto continues to lead 22-6 midway through the third.
You got 5 minutes. All right, 5.
WA brings speed to your charge.
Today, man.
WA is powerful. And WA leads the charge in electrified mobility. Nobody does WA like we do, because at Hyundai, WA is all we do. We make WA.
It's happening. It's happening now. Up your street, on your street, and we need more, because 50% of young girls are quitting sports. But we're still here. You just need to watch. Watch us deliver. To strive for a future in sports. Girls need to see one. DoorDash is a proud partner of the WNBA.
Kids should have kid problems, not hunger problems. Join Subway June 21st. Buy a footlong and help feed kids with Food Banks Canada.
On this season of The Ultimate Fighter, former 2-division world champion Conor McGregor makes his return.
This is Muay game forever.
Against Iron Michael Chandler. They'll face off as coaches, guiding 8 former UFC fighters. Against 8 hoping to get their first shot. The Ultimate Fighter. Team McGregor versus Team Chandler. New episode Tuesday on TSN.
Levi Mitchell backed up deep in his own end here on first down after the great 63-yard punt by John Haggerty.
He's feeling it today, isn't he, Marshall? Well, he's flipped the field position a couple times with great coverage units by the Toronto football team. There's a look at him, and he was celebrating big time after that punt, and why not, man? He nailed it. Beautifully placed. Hamilton in another tough spot. He's having a day. It's good to see. Oftentimes those guys don't get enough love.
He's got those Matt Dunnigan frosted blonde tips from back in the day.
Yeah, you know it. Back in the day, that was working for me, Marshall. You wouldn't know anything about that with that red hair of yours.
Mitchell, 4 receivers to his right on 2nd down and 7. On a 4-man rush,
there you go.
Clears the rush, looks downfield, trying to find someone, and he does. It's Duke Williams, and ooh, Toronto might be lucky that Tyler Ternowski wasn't within the vision of Bo Levi Mitchell there.
Wow.
Down that sideline, there was a chance.
I thought for sure 19 was going to watch him escape to his right. Gets flushed. Whoop. Nice little move there. I thought he was going to take it right there. Oh, yeah, down the rail shot. He was locked on, just looking for help, right? Oh, there he is. Give it to him. Missed the rail shot.
Regardless, moves the chains, gets them out of their own end, out to the 30. As Butler gets the handoff, drives the legs, and he'll get a first down on first down with the running game. Hamilton has so often been using a variety of different backs all over the place the last 5-6 years. Right now, it's James Butler all day.
Yeah. I think he's really pleased that that's the case. He knows that he's going to get those touches. Last week, 11 for 66 yards. And he's touching more than that today, and we're just starting or halfway through the 3rd quarter. Look at that. Johnny Rushing all over it. 15 touches, 59 yards.
Again, they go 4 receivers outside. Big hit. Flying in from the corner, Tavares McFadden out of Florida State gives Tim White a pop, and White gets up and has something to say to Ternowski, who missed his block on the lanky corner from the Argonauts.
Yeah, that one's smart, you know, and you're going to pop off. You know, it's just going to happen. Bo sticks it out there and beats him inside. My goodness. It's like locked out target. You can see it coming from up here, and then bam! Gets yourself 2-0. Lowered the shoulder. That's a clean hit. Didn't go head hunting. Lowered the shoulder. Put it right in the chest. Big time play.
So on 2nd and 13, flags come up before this snap could ever get going. And Mitchell's talking right now to David Beard.
Going back to that play, Tim White gets a little angry because this stuff smarts. He gets a little upset because he's not getting a lot of help, and he's telling him about it. Yeah, he wanted to throw his own punch. Yeah, it's just teamwork, right? You can't do it by yourself. These plays are designed for everybody to do the jobs, and when somebody does it, that stuff happens.
Yeah, and Tim White frustrated after a sensational year.
You know, Tim being a leader on that football team, I know that's smart, but take that on the sidelines, not in the middle of the football field for all to see.
2nd down and 18. Looks like a 3-man rush here from the Argonauts. Mitchell underneath. Terry Godwin, and he slips down to the turf.
How about that? McFadden making that play. Ternowski misses it. McFadden says, yes, thank you very much. And now it's punting the football. Right there, Hamilton had something going. Good defensive play by McFadden, taking advantage of Ternowski missing a block, and Tim White still hot under the collar, and as he should be. But Hamilton basically got the ball out of their own end. Should flip the field here.
Couple matchups here in Toronto ago that Brandon Banks was on the sideline as the big punt gets covered well down the field. Some pushing and shoving between Argonauts teammates last year on the sidelines, and now it's Hamilton trying to sort it out here at BMO Field. The big hit by McFadden. The defense making plays and the offense in control as Toronto leads.
I was fighting losing battles with opponents disguised as friends, and coming home to a different fight that never ends. I saw no other choice. I had to leave a root for the rain. But sometimes I wonder if there was a path with more to gain. Maybe the opportunities would have been better, and every day would take me further towards something greater.
To help create new paths for youth experiencing homelessness, the Home Depot Canada Foundation is committing $125 million by 2030.
It's time to print. Get an additional $20 when you purchase a $100 prepaid print card. Printing done right, every time. Can saving be easy?
Let's find out.
New Crazy Puffs from Little Caesars. They're small bites that are big on flavor. Stuffed with either 3 cheese and herb or pepperoni. Sprinkled with Parmesan cheese and Italian seasoning. Eat them as a snack or with your favorite pizza. The puffabilities are endless. Order them today for only $4.99.
Delivery.
We're going out there, honey.
Bear?
We're gonna catch a big one. Look out for the water. The rocks and the mud.
Can't go over it, gotta go through it.
We're going on a bear ride.
Such a good boy. Oh, what a beautiful day.
MLB on TSN continues with a Wednesday night baseball showdown between the Red Sox and Twins. Tune in 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific on TSN. The AL least Red Sox right now 13.5 games back of the first place Rays.
Yada, yada, yada.
What is that?
About the Rangers and the Blue Jays today.
The Hamilton receivers trying to figure this thing out on the sidelines after Turnowski missed it.
Talking to him, say that stuff happens, man.
As AJ Ouellette says, thank you very much, right up the gut. No wrestling moves needed there, just some quicks through the hole and a big run on first down for the Argos.
All he needs is like a truck horn, honk, honk, coming right up the middle. Look at that, pulling both the big boys right to left. He finds it, cuts behind him, and he's into the secondary, and the secondary guy's gone, oh no, this is gonna hurt. That's a pass.
You know what that was?
That was a pass.
That's a Colaro special in Winnipeg.
Yeah.
He flipped that thing inside to Dembski.
Yeah,
Between the tackles.
Hey, you know, people watch film. They steal stuff. All they're gonna send around.
And nowhere to go. That time, Richard Leonard steps up and made the play. But to your point about that, people watch film. Week 1, Argonauts didn't play. And Ryan Dinwiddie said, we used it as an opportunity to look around the CFL, watch everybody play, and put in some plays that we were kind of backing off in training camp with.
Look at the size of his play call sheet. That's just the backside. That's the secondary stuff. He's looking at the good stuff on the other side. There's just a lot there. And talking to him earlier in the week, he says one of our biggest scenarios that we found ourselves in was we had to pare things down. We had to eliminate, which oftentimes coordinators, quarterbacks, offenses have to do.
See what he likes here on 2nd and 11. Kelly in the gun, pressure on, receiver falls down. It might have been another catch for DeVaris Daniels if he could have stayed up.
That drive had its issues if you're a Toronto Argonaut fan. One, you don't like to see your young quarterback on his back, people in his face, penalties, slippage. On the football. See what Haggerty put another one out there.
Well, 6'5", 225 out of Western Kentucky is John Haggerty.
Conference USA.
Sends it away, drops it down, right to the 20-yard line. Gallimore on a 48-yard punt, tries to cut it back. And right there, DeJean Brissett in to finish it off. There's Sean Oakman, a tremendous presence in that Argonauts championship locker room of last season. For more, here's Matthew Chenet.
A presence with a saying, a 3-strand cord is not easily broken. Sean Oakman heard that from Brian Norwood when he was the defensive coordinator of Baylor over 10 years ago. It became a saying that Enoch Mwamba said every time that Sean Oakman wanted to say something or had nothing else to say, he would say that. It became a quote that really defined the 2022 season for the Toronto Argonauts. For Enoch Mwamba, who designed the ring and didn't tell Sean Oakman that it would be in the ring, he said that, quote, defined offense, defense, special teams. And then when Oakman opened up the ring and saw the quote that he had used all season long, he began to cry because he realized the football things that were important to him were important to his whole team, guys.
And a fitting punctuation on his championship impact in Toronto, because standing on the Toronto Argonauts sideline last year as the field goal was blocked by Robbie Smith, Sean Oakman just walked down the sideline by himself with his arms raised above his head crying. So to see that ring with his impact on it, just like it was on this roster.
A lot of hard work goes into that, and it's ingrained in there forever now, and his legacy as an Argonaut and his presence here is felt every day, and he continues to lead. this football team.
Well, Levi Mitchell looks over the top for Duke Williams, incomplete, and the punting unit will have to come out. But for the Sean Oakman story, the guy was a tremendous player, obviously, at Baylor, but he was also a meme. Like, he was absolutely the guy that was standing at midfield that looked like a machine, that had the abs popped out at all 6'8", and he didn't want to just be a meme. He wanted to be a football player. He's come to Canada, and he's turned himself into a tremendous professional football player.
Yeah, and thank God for the shotgun and quarterbacks being 5 yards away from the line of scrimmage now when they receive the football. Back in the day, those guys, and there was plenty of them his size, when you're underneath the center, you're pretty excited and motivated to get away from the line of scrimmage as quick as far as you can, and he makes it tough on opposing quarterback Sean Oakman.
Javon Leak, yeah, no doubt. Javon Leak returning the punt out. Flags are down.
Illegal block. Toronto number 25. 10-yard penalty.
Yeah, you know, the lull in the game right here. Brian Kelly often stood on the sidelines with me and says, Manny, you know, what's going on? Let's go out there and take this game, you know, because it's a 16-point game. There's a minute to go in the third quarter, and there's a lull. I mean, both offenses are just kind of going through the motions. Defense is doing what they have to do, and you can go out there and put a drive together, go a long way to sealing this football game. You got to recognize that.
Mickey Donovan, special teams coordinator, talking to the fourth-round pick of the Argonauts this year. That's Spencer Nichols.
See Enoch Mwamba on the sidelines there to your right.
That's Spencer Nichols making his way onto the roster after the retirement of Declan Cross, longtime Argonauts fullback. As inside, they try to hand it off to Oled. Breaks away from one, now 2 tackles, and can't get away from a third as that Ticats defensive front stacks it up as A.J. Oled continues to get the bulk of the carries, and Casey Sales at the bottom of the pile for Hamilton.
Yeah, I love me some Casey Sales, a Winnipeg Blue Bomber for beginning of his career, and he's over here now, and I really think that that's a good addition to the Hamilton Ticats interior. As Ted Laurent, you know, is into his 12th year, and you need to solidify that, and they have with Casey Sales. There's a look at Ted, or Diallo as well.
There's Hurd in the huddle there as they get ready to snap this one up. Chad Kelly tell the huddle, hey, lock in on 2nd and 12. Looking over the middle, checks it down on the crosser, and hit as he threw, incomplete. Intended for DeMonte Coxie, who was hot in that first half and has had a couple of balls just off the target. And there's that lull you're talking about, Matty, where the offense for Toronto in the first half, that would have been a crosser, a completion, 20 yards after the catch.
24 in hot pursuit. And, you know, as Chad doesn't short arm that ball's knocked loose, and Chris Edwards made his presence felt on that. And you know, here we go. It's up to Haggerty, try to flip the field a little bit here.
As the rush comes, well timed from the Tiger Cats, trying to get the block. History of block punts in these two teams playing each other recently is diving forward, trying to get the no yards call. Is Gallimore as a 43-yard punt, much shorter than they've had in the last couple of exchanges of possession. At the end of the play right there,
10 yards.
It's Trevor Hoyt out of Carleton.
Toronto number 6, 15-yard penalty. First down.
Yeah, they'll end up calling it on a Darius Pickett. And the Hamilton Tiger Cats will have possession with good field position, trailing by 16 points and looking to get some rhythm going here in the 4th and final quarter. Levi Mitchell, Chad Kelly, quarterbacks at odds, headed to the 4th and final quarter in week number 2 of the CFL.
I can't believe all the words you're saying.
Kids should have kid problems, not hunger problems. Join Subway June 21st. Buy a footlong and help feed kids with Food Banks Canada.
The heavy hitter. The original. The award winner. The non-conformist. The weekend warrior. There's an award-winning Ram truck just for you, with a full line of trucks for immediate delivery during month of Ram. Get 15% off MSRP on Ram Classic for up to $11,000 in discounts. Plus, get 4.99% financing.
My bad, man. No. The bad's all mine. Don't even think of blaming yourself. I have the Bel Air Direct app, and my crash assist detected the accident and is already offering assistance. That sounds perfect.
The Bel Air Direct app. Smart insurance with perks.
How are lidocaine and benzyl alcohol alike? Both are found in new Salonpas pain-relieving solution. Both are clinically studied anesthetics, and both numb pain away with no mess or scent. Salonpas, it's good medicine.
Hey guys, check it out!
There's a bigger picture at hand here.
It will change your lives.
Except you girls, I think you can handle it.
Oh, good. Thanks.
I don't know if I can handle living with them for a whole year.
This is it. I say go for it.
Ready, Freddy?
Let's do it.
Ghostbusters.
Playing games with us. You've done this before.
After 3 quarters of play, the Toronto Argonauts continue to lead right now in control of first downs, passing yardage, and the rushing yards for Hamilton. I mean, they were good in the first half, but really what we're looking at here is points off turnovers, the 2 interceptions. That's the story of this ballgame.
Same thing that happened last week. The Hamilton Tiger Cats lost a turnover battle to Winnipeg, and they're losing that turnover battle to Toronto. It's costing them big time, and we're talking about a lull here. 15 minutes to play. See if Hamilton can't dig deep to find something to get them going. But I'd like to dig deep right now and just simply say to my father, Happy Father's Day, Frank.
Absolutely.
Miss you and love you.
Brian Ferguson out there, Gerald Ferguson, my son Noah Ferguson, proud to be your dad.
Yep.
And proud to be your son.
Absolutely. My son Dolan Dunnigan, my oldest son Dane.
There's Bo Levi Mitchell, dad in his own right to 2 beautiful little girls. Living in Hamilton now, pitches it out, and Deontay Knight, former Western Mustang, makes the play. As you get a look at the Mitchell family and Maddie consoling what looks like a distraught little one.
Oh, yeah.
Get daddy in the end zone.
Hey, you know, as the football game going on, as big as the world is in football for this family, that's going on at the house. The 24/7 never stops. And Madison's doing a great job of handling that.
5 wide for Bo, and he gets it out to Tim White. Just knocked away that time on the edge is Robertson Daniel there once again to make the play.
Closing quickly as that ball hung up a little bit, and he got there just in the nick of time to knock it out of Tim White's hands. Bo climbing the ladder, pocket there, slings it out, kind of floated on him just a little bit. And Daniel's there.
Lynn tied that one up, casually drops it down just outside the 10-yard line. As it is a clean block coming from behind that time, and everybody from the Tiger Cats gets there. Is DeMonte Coxie. Tremendous night for him. Will come back out onto the field, and really one of those players that was kind of in the mix for Toronto last year, playing that boundary wide receiver spot that usually gets so many targets, but he's really come to life here in their home opener.
Yeah, you know, we've got some big name targets in the Canadian Football League. Pass catchers, got great catch radius, can make things happen, big playmakers, but we've got some young up-and-comers too, and he's one of them. And I think we're going to be introduced to a lot of new receivers this year across the league, and that's exciting. We only have 3 downs to work with. They're going to get their opportunities, and Coxie certainly had that chance tonight already.
Yes, Yossi Mariner in Ottawa looks interesting. Trey Odoms Dukes in Calgary. You got a lot of big body guys that can run and catch the rock as Kelly stutters his feet, flips it out. This one will go to Curly Gittens Jr. Yes, the old matchup there. Carlton against Wilfrid Laurier. Tunde Adeleke against Curly Gittens Jr.
Too, right? He's thinking, man, I think we get a flat. You know, it's an easy route for you to cover me on, man. I'm a vertical guy. I need the ball going full speed.
2 of the best Canadians in the entire CFL saying, you know, this looks just like in Mississauga in the offseason.
Yeah, it's like, oh, here we go. I got to run east and west. I don't like that. I'm going to go north and south. Easy play for Adeleke. Well, he's gifted on that back end, using a lot of ways. All kind of
pressure here.
All kind of movement coming there, 2nd and long.
From Hamilton is Mark Washington, defensive coordinator for the Tiger Cats, ready to dial that one up.
Everybody's pointing at each other. Chad, he's loving it. Oh, look, you know, you got to have a good time.
Procedure, Toronto number 59. 5-yard penalty, repeat, second down.
When your quarterback can smile and laugh at you when you take a procedure penalty, you know things are going well.
John Allen is the one that gets called for it there. Is Mark Washington will make some substitutions. In comes Jagarrett Davis, last year with these Toronto Argonauts, making 36 tackles and 7 sacks, and he's happy to get Jagarrett back in, and then they trade for Jonathan Kongbo as well. He's got all sorts of sub packages to work with in his front four here as Kelly takes the snap. Now 2nd and 13 after the procedure penalty. Loads it up. Downfield, it's Coxie, gives him a chance and draws the pass interference.
Yeah, and I don't think that people thought that they have a chance here, but that ball certainly got out there with plenty on it. I think because he had so much on it, he drew a defensive pass interference call.
Well, pass interference. Hamilton number 14. Spot of the foul. Automatic. First down.
That was a chuck and duck right there.
No doubt.
Didn't end up where he wanted it to. He got out of his cylinder when he was throwing it for a good reason, because he was fixing to get his take one right in the chops. I liked how Coxie continued to fight for the football and drew the penalty.
43 yards, it flips the field, and Andrew Harris gets a carry. In between the tackles, stepped up.
Hey, that's your number 2 back right now? Like, AJ, take a break. You know, we're going to give it to Andrew a couple series.
Yeah, your depth guy is one of the greatest running backs in Canadian football history.
It's incredible. And they were just incredible last year. Look at these numbers. I'll take 1,500, 1,600 yards in a heartbeat. That's, I'd like to see that 0, you know, with the 1 in front of it, maybe, and a 1 in front of that 3, finding the end zone. But in today's day and age, you see quarterback sneaks are huge when you're 3rd and goal.
And you think about it in the Grey Cup last year as well, when Toronto beating Winnipeg out there in Regina, using Ouellette, flipping him out of the backfield, getting him into the end zone as Kelly gets hit as he throws, completes it on the crossing route. And Kelly's under a pile of black and gold tacklers, and Dejon Brissett's got the football with a gain and moves the sticks. A tough throw for Kelly, complete.
Well, he's got to get to that quicker, and he will, and, you know, with time and reps. And, you know, he's just got to get to it, knows where the sticks are, and he'll get rid of that quick, because that gets tiresome taking those hits. Stick it to him right now. You know where sticks are. Don't wait for anything downfield to happen. Just, you know, they drop, take it underneath, let him move the sticks, and he'll learn that.
Looping blitz that time by Jameer Thurman coming over in free agency from the Calgary Stampeders. Haven't said his name much tonight as Ouellette gets chopped down and says, yeah, you got to go low on me to bring me down, don't you?
And you know who that was? That was his ex-teammate. Yeah. That was, he went low.
10 tackles last week, good for 2nd in the Canadian Football League, had 73 in all of 2022. So he is on track to have a career season, and that's what they're banking on after Hamilton decided Javon Santos-Knox could move on in free agency to Ottawa, and Thurman assumes that middle linebacker spot. He stares down Kelly here on 2nd and 6. Over the top and tried to go for the back shoulder on Curly Gittens Jr. And Kelly, frustration coming through here as he's not quite in rhythm like he was in the first half.
Another teachable, coachable moment right there, but he and his receiver went inside. He was thinking outside, he'll throw behind, and it wasn't there. To your right of your screen, he's looking right the whole way. He wants to spot it outside and a throw behind. Receiver taking inside release on Leonard, and he and Gittens weren't on the same page, and there's the reaction.
Says, I'm having fun.
Yes. I remember on this drive, there was a procedure call about 60 yards ago, and they moved it pretty well here to flip the field, and that's huge here in the 4th quarter.
Haggerty playing the hip direction game with Gallimore. I'm going left, you know, flip back to the right. Which one?
He's going right.
You know what? I'm going to go hard right. And tries to pin Hamilton. Inside the 10, flag comes out behind the play as Gallimore makes the catch and steps out of bounds. 47-yard punt.
You know, these teams, there's heated rivalries, there's relationships, guys in uniforms last year in different uniforms. This is the first of 4 meetings.
Hamilton number 32. Hopkins to the goal. Be first down.
Fraser Sopik gets called for the flag that time as Hamilton has possession, trailing by 16.
For every purpose, for every path, this summer, drive the truck J.D. Power awarded #1 in driver appeal, 3 years in a row.
Tiffany Gate Fresh Gourmet. Our savory pasticides can be prepared any way you like. Serve warm or chilled, as a main or as a side. Tiffany Gate Fresh Gourmet. Create your way to great taste.
BK Mosa here, and you know there's 3. Classic bacon and spicy. Flame grilled patty on a toasted bun with the caramelized onions. Now I want one. BK, have it your way.
The race for the Fortinet Cup is back on PGA Tour Canada as the top up-and-coming golfers in the world compete for the coveted trophy. The stakes are high as players chase their dream of playing on the PGA Tour. Who will be the next Fortinet Cup champion? PGA Tour Canada returns to the Edmonton area for the ATP Classic, taking place at Northern Bear Golf Course in Strathcona County. For more details, visit PGAtour.com/Fortinet Cup.
You're the American dream. Just be you.
These people are gauging whether or not you still got it.
What are you doing? Blocking out all the noise. I'll sing.
Do you feel this right now?
I'm sorry, who are you?
You're not a human being. You're a star. Never trust a dude with a rat tail.
I think I just fell in love with you.
The CFL on TSN continues next week with a full slate of games. The action begins with Thursday Night Football, a showdown between the Lions and the Bombers, and keeps rolling all week only on TSN. Bo Levi Mitchell and the Tiger Cats going home. Montreal coming off of a bye week. The home opener for Hamilton in week 3. That Lions-Bombers matchup should be a juicy one. Toronto has to go on the road as Edmonton tries to finally get a victory at home.
I'm calling that Lions-Bombers game. Matthew Schnetti's going to be in the panel with us as Kate gets a little time off, well deserved.
As that one goes back shoulder and incomplete, intended for Terry Godwin. But a great slate of games coming up for you. Plenty of storylines here early on in 2023.
Yeah, what did you tell me? What did you ask me? The point you made about next week? Hamilton at home.
Yeah, if Hamilton goes home 0-2, and the Tiger Cats fans frustrated in a year where they're hosting the Grey Cup at the end of November. And that's going to be a powder keg of a Tim Hortons Field on Friday Night Football.
Yeah, it's going to be electric. These fans don't like losing.
There's Bo trying to send a message here with inside 10 minutes remaining. 2nd and 10 from his own end zone. Dances around the uprights, completes it over the middle. Duke Williams cuts back, and he'll get the first down. As Mitchell on his backside.
Yeah, not liking that. Slow to get up. A little groin maybe. A little. Yeah, pressure's coming, and he did a nice job of finding. Yeah, I think it's McManus right here. And he eventually, Bo's flushed to McManus' side. He just stays out there. And he grabs his left, looks like groin on his left leg, and gingerly gets up.
And Mitchell's actually going to make his way
that's his groin.
over to the sideline right now.
Yeah, I've been there, done that a gazillion times, and I can just tell by the way he's walking how it's catching, and got a good side. We'll see Matthew Schiltz, player from Butler, that has lit it up in several occasions and opportunities when he's had to play. Here's another look at him. McManus to the right of your screen, just kind of eyeballing things, making sure that Bo didn't escape. Just kind of puts him down.
So head athletic therapist Claire Toffelmeyer helps Bo to the sideline. And Matthew Schiltz comes into the ball game.
That's not going to go away overnight either.
Handoff inside on 1st and 10 gets stacked up immediately as the Argos defense and Corey Mace, their coordinator, were certainly banking on inside run, but Bo walking very slow to the sideline right now.
That's not what you want to see if you're a Hamilton Tiger Cat fan, teammate, management. The guy that the word you used earlier, banked on. You can see him going down there. That's a groin injury, and that's not going away overnight. So
he's 16 of 24 in the ball game, exiting right now with 161 through the air and 2 interceptions, both thrown in the end zone. Here's Schiltz with 2nd and 10 from his own 18. And he goes down.
Oh, hey, that's Robbie Smith. Get some. Yeah, that guy, every time he's on the field, he makes things happen. Every time he's on the field. Love that kid. Yeah. He's coming right out. He's just 2nd from the end of the top, cuts underneath. Schiltz, who's got some wheels if he's in space, couldn't escape Robbie Smith.
Of course, one of the heroes of the Grey Cup last November that they're celebrating here tonight with the replica rings given out to the first 10,000 fans that made their way to BMO Field. As we get a look at Robbie Smith.
He just makes plays.
Former 9th overall pick out of Wilfrid Laurier. Back in the backfield. 22-6 Argos lead.
Cool J right there.
Chevrolet Silverado factory lifted trucks. Where will they take you? The 2023 Silverado ZR2, LT Trail Boss, and Custom Trail Boss. Because adventure is everywhere.
Tackling hunger in Canada starts with one red bag. When you fill a bag, you fill a truck. That truck fills a food bank. The food bank fills a table, which fills a family with hope. For 20 years, we've been on a mission to tackle hunger, and you can help by filling a red bag.
Start your day on the right foot with a McDonald's BLT McMuffin.
This is Sapporo, where influences blend, cultures connect, and Japanese artistry and Western tradition converge. You too can discover the remarkable, where East meets West.
In a series of memorable moments, Robbie Smith, if you didn't know him before the Grey Cup last November, he certainly became a big part of the story. The sack, but oh no! The face mask continues the drive. Winnipeg with an opportunity, and then there comes that big right mitt. Knocking it away. Mark Leggio on the attempt, and the Argonauts are crowned Grey Cup champions.
That was going hard left anyways, but Smith just made sure.
Robbie had those magnets on the football. Kicked it right to his hands as A.J. Ouellette bouncing off tacklers down to the 20-yard line.
I thought he was going to squirt through there. Well, there's a big hole off the left side. Tip of the cat goes to Hunter and Cage over there making it happen. Sealing the deal. Little Cam Phillips, 89, working hard for his teammates. Running game's just not about to run it back. Big boys up front, and everybody in the secondary. Look, man on man, got the guys walled off. AJ says, thank you, fellas.
JB and Elliott has had to make a lot of tackles in that secondary tonight from his boundary halfback spot. It's not what you want if you are Mark Washington and that Tiger Cats defense. As Ouellette gets 13 touches in the ballgame. They emptied out 3-by-3. Quick screen goes into the slot, and diving forward, it's Curly Gittens Jr. gets popped by Jagarrett Davis, and Gittens off to a great start here in the home opener.
Yeah, he's screaming right in Delicate's ear, too, after that run. Catch and run, good reaction. You don't have to get all of them, just a piece of them. Make Leonard undercut that. he's out of the picture, then go high. Athletic ability. Absorb the hit. Talk some noise.
3 catches, 38 yards for Curly Gittens Jr. here in his first action in 2023. Once again, they'll bump out Ouellette, now running back into the formation as they hand it off inside into the end zone. No touchdowns last year. Andrew Harris gets a major to kick off 2023.
Yeah, I love this. Love everything about it.
The 2-back set is alive and well, Matty.
That's a 4-1 set right there. Look at this. AJ in motion, coming back. Oh my goodness, that's just well blocked, well designed, taking full advantage of the flow and the formation, easy read.
Andrew Harris, an iconic CFL career, and it ain't over yet. 3 plays, 39 yards, and just over 90 seconds is all it took as Toronto extends their lead. Headed down the stretch to the 4th quarter in week number 2. Well, you've seen this a time or two. BC, Winnipeg, Toronto. It's 33 for 6. Touchdown, Argonauts.
Voltaren Amogel Extra Strength contains an anti-inflammatory that has the power to relieve your pain at the source, and you can go 12 hours between applications. It's not just movement, it's getting back in the game. Voltaren, the joy of movement.
My bad, man. No. The bad's all mine. Don't even think of blaming yourself. I have the Bel Air Direct app, and my crash assist detected the accident and is already offering assistance. That sounds perfect.
The Bel Air Direct app. Smart insurance with perks.
I can't believe all of what you're saying. They seem like
Kids should have kid problems, not hunger problems. Join Subway June 21st. Buy a footlong and help feed kids with Food Banks Canada.
Tiffany Gate Fresh Gourmet. Our savory potato sides can be prepared any way you like. Serve warm or chilled, as a main or as a side. Tiffany Gate Fresh Gourmet. Create your way to great taste.
What do you do when you take the lead? Run with it. Redefine it. Push further. Get it wrong to get it right. Don't just lead the pack. Pull others to the front. Rise up. Stand out. Step forward.
TSN is your home for IndyCar. From the greatest spectacle in racing.
This is the Indianapolis 500.
To the streets of TO.
Look out, it's gonna be a track race. This is awesome.
And with TSN Plus, stream even more live IndyCar with every race, plus practice and qualifying sessions all season long.
You gotta love it.
IndyCar lives on TSN and TSN Plus. Stream on your favorite devices.
Gotta love this, finding the end zone. Andrew Harris just talking about it at halftime, comparing these two outstanding running backs. Look at the formation. It's ends up being a 4-1, like you said, Marshall. 2 backs involved in this, and it's it is just absolutely gorgeous design. And Andrew finds the walk-in touchdown because of a great block by A.J. Ouellette. I'll show you that after the kickoff here. Get excited up here watching that stuff and watch how well executed it was in timely fashion.
Boris Beatty knocks this one down the field. And Hamilton just 6 points to show as we are at 6 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter. But the selflessness of A.J. Ouellette and Andrew Harris trading roles back and forth.
Yeah, I mean, these guys just get it, man. They know it's going to take 2. It did last year. It's a beautiful thing to watch. Now here, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. The 4th man is A.J. Ouellette. You got Andrew Harris. He's coming back in the backfield this way. And I want you to watch. I want you to watch this man right here, Ted to run, as he gets taken out by A.J. Bam! He's going up and over, and it's a walk-in for Andrew Harris. And there's that team bonding paying off on the football field. A.J. knows it. he took down 11-year veteran Ted Laurent, who's well over 310 pounds.
Matthew Schultz remains in the ballgame, hits Tim White in stride this time, and right up near the 55 goes White with his best play of the ball game. That was the 50th career rushing touchdown for Andrew Harris as he extends the lead that White and Schultz are now trying to answer.
Just the pedigree, you know, his leadership, even being injured last year and working through that support. And you can see the love between those two guys. It's a beautiful thing. And Matthew Schultz here, nice dart to Tim, and hopefully get this Hamilton Ticat offense rolling here in the fourth quarter.
A lot of 4 receivers to the wide side since Schultz has come in. This time he'll go back to the other side. James Butler on a little screen. And he turns what should have been a loss into a 3-yard gain for Hamilton.
Costigan just coming hard. Turn it back inside, let the posse come and pursue. Costigan got there just for a 3-yard gain. It's effort by the defense interior. Everybody working together to limit that play.
I'll go quickly here with Schultz in for Bo Levi Mitchell, again injured. Looked like a groin, lower body, grabbed it after getting hit in the fourth quarter. Schultz stands in, finds Terry Godwin on a crossing route here on 2nd and long. And Godwin can't get to the sticks as Sean Amos turned him back inside. And Darius Pickett said, yeah, I'll go and get myself a tackle. Why not?
Right? You know, you drop 9. And you don't have to get rid of the ball right away, but he did. And then everybody just plays everything underneath and come up and make a play. 3rd and 7.5. They're going to go for it.
Sadly ironic, I guess, if you're a Tiger Cats fan right now, but Tim White told me this week that the biggest change between last year and this year in this Hamilton Tiger Cats offense, 1 quarterback. Well, the backup is in right now as they try to mount a charge, trailing big. Schultz stands in, looks over the top. Duke Williams goes and gets it. He's still got that range, the catch radius of Duke Williams on display for the first down.
Some of that athletic ability Coach Larry Dochter's talking about. Standing in the pocket, paying the price. Not a pretty ball, but a catchable one. Duke goes and grabs it, snags it, snares it. Whoop! Oh my goodness. That's fearlessness, folks.
That's the hit from Jordan Williams as well. Middle linebacker here in Toronto. Haven't told his story much as another completion up to the wide side that time. Schultz is 5 for 5. This is basically where Schultz picked up when he was playing the Eastern semifinal, replacing Dane Evans based on performance in that playoff game in Montreal. He's got them moving down the field. 3-minute warning here in Toronto as Schultz and the Tiger Cats offense threatening.
We're all busy, but sometimes we put off the important things, like helping to provide financial protection for your family if the worst happens.
Welcome to Cover Direct. You're speaking to Sally. How can I help you?
Hi, your commercial for family life insurance says I can get coverage over the phone with no complicated forms.
Yes, that's right. You can arrange everything in just 1 phone call. If you're a Canadian resident aged 18 to 65, you can apply for up to $1.5 million in coverage and help give your family some peace of mind.
Great.
You won't need a medical or a blood test to get approved. You just need to answer a few health and lifestyle questions.
Sounds great.
If you choose $100,000 of coverage, it would be as little as $10.87 a month for the first year. That's just 36 cents a day.
That's less than I thought.
Family life insurance is exclusive to Cover Direct. You can't buy it anywhere else.
Sounds great. I'll go right ahead.
We're Canada's most trusted direct life insurance provider. To get a free, no-obligation quote, call one of our trusted insurance advisors today at 1-844-990-0177 or visit coverdirect.ca.
Tennis lives on TSN.
I've never seen anything like this.
With every Grand Slam.
Fantastic all-court tennis.
And the biggest tournaments all season long.
Another performance to remember.
And with TSN Plus, get served even more aces with digital-only court feeds and live ATP and WTA tournament coverage.
That is majestic.
Tennis lives on TSN and TSN Plus.
It's a new generation, all right.
Stream on your favorite devices.
Less than 3 minutes to go here at BMO Field, and a challenging night for the Hamilton Tiger Cats just got worse because Bo Levi Mitchell is out. You see him getting hit there in the Hamilton end zone. He walked off holding the quad and hamstring area of his left leg, kneeled down, went into the medical tent, was brought ice, walked to the locker room with ice in his pants wrapped around his quad. That will now be the big question besides the scoreline post-game, guys.
Thank you, Matthew. And certainly Hamilton with their home opener coming up this coming Friday, hoping to see him back in the lineup. As Matthew Schultz at the controls hands it off on 2nd and short. Hamilton doesn't get the first down, and Schultz in the offense will stay on the field here, trailing big late in the 4th.
Trying to get something going.
Yeah.
Make no mistake about it, these are all yabs that we're seeing from Matthew Schultz, but it's good reps for him and live play, and so help him potentially for next week's start.
For the uninitiated, yabs.
Yards after beat down. Anything 17 teams up by 17 points, 17 points or more, and you start just knifing the ball under, because they're playing zone, and they're all yards after beat down, and that's what we're looking at here on this drive. But you take what they give you, and that's what Matthew Schultz has done. Picks up a first down.
Digs in and dives his way forward. Gets a fresh set of downs to be able to play with. 15,967 the announced attendance here in Toronto on Grey Cup Championship celebration night, 150th anniversary of Argonauts football celebration kickoff.
Right, and they mentioned 2 more players going to the Ring of Honor for the Toronto Argonauts, and that's Mookie and Damon. And these guys were absolutely phenoms. I think they're 2 tremendous choices to go into that elusive group for the Toronto Argonauts. Glorious history.
Absolutely. Incomplete for the first time for Matthew Schultz that time on the corner route, looking for Tim White in the end zone.
Mitchell and Allen, I heard that, and I called Damon and congratulated him, and I'm just so happy for him because I think it's just 2 perfect selections, 2 Hall of Famers that just lit it up as Argos. And Damon was doing it when he was like 60, Played 23 years, folks. Pretty good career.
Blitz on from the Argonauts. Pass completed to Tim White. And Robertson Daniel coming downhill quickly there to make the tackle.
Yeah.
Expect the offense to stay out for the remainder of the possession.
That's right. Matthew Schultz got a lot of playing time last year. Sees the field well, athletic, he's quick. Ticats fans are well versed with seeing him out there. Bo can't go. He's certainly capable.
Empty it out for Schultz here on 3rd down and 2. Zips it in between Argos tacklers, and Tim White makes the grab. Winton McManus makes yet another tackle here on the evening, as they will get the first down, and Wynn's a little slow to get onto his feet as well. Winton McManus last season, one of my favorite players across the entire CFL, because an American guy who comes up, earns it on special teams, gets a chance to play as a starter at weak side linebacker, but still contributes all over the place on special teams as he pops up onto his feet and trots back to the sideline.
That's a huge sign for Argo fans. Ryan almost knocks over Ryan Dinwiddie on the way back to the bench. He wants to hit somebody.
Last year he had 88 tackles on defense, 7 on special teams. That's 10% of Toronto's entire team tackles. Good for 6th in the CFL, and he didn't even finish the year.
How many games?
He missed a big chunk of games due to injuries, and he was still 6th in total team tackle percentage.
He was leading the league at one point, then he went down. He got surpassed, but he was having a tremendous year. Good to have him back healthy.
Schultz looking downfield, fades it to the back of the end zone, trying to keep a toe down.
Yeah.
Tyler Ternowski.
Yes. Oh, look at it. Where's Tim going to give him some love? Get on over there. Yeah, he's going to give him some love.
As the Tiger Cats fans get a chance to celebrate their 2nd touchdown of the evening, albeit
spotted extremely well by Matthew Schultz. Look at the tub.
Tap dancing from Ternowski.
Nice. Didn't have to do the...
Just need one, of course, for our viewers on CBS Sports Network.
You get a picture of that, blow it up, you're set for life. Tyler Ternowski, congratulations. Nice catch, my man. Something to build on for next week. Going for 2.
Go for 2 here. Yep, 11 plays, 84 yards in 3.5 minutes. As the former 27th overall pick out of Waterloo. There's 2 targets, 2 catches last week. It's on the stat sheet here. Gets a touchdown in 2023. They'll go back to the well. Why not?
Feed him while he's hot.
88. Making a couple of grabs. That's the old Xerox.
There it is. Look at that. Look at that.
Oh, rewind.
Teammates
Right back to the
making
well.
up, right? 12. Tim White, first one over there to congratulate Tyler Tanowski after a little brawl or a little misunderstanding earlier in the ball game. But boy, that's good to see. A nice vision there. Oh, that's a touchdown grab. 2-point convert. This little fade route. Just another look at the touchdown grab. There's a 2-point convert. That's a fade all day. McFadden caught sleeping.
Well, the former top defensive back in all of the NCAA having a fade ball go over his head to the kid from Waterloo.
Right, no, but you know that's the beauty of this game.
CFL, man.
That is exactly it there. And you can't fall asleep because these guys will hurt you. Anybody can. And Ternowski just showed that. Beautiful touchdown catch and 2-point convert. Little fade route over the top of McFadden. That's not going to be a fun moment tomorrow in film study.
Tell you what, Tyler Ternowski, Waterloo Warriors alum out here making plays. You got to wonder with the quarterbacking situation in Edmonton whether or not his former quarterback at Waterloo, Trey Ford, will get a look for the Elks and their offense. As Hamilton lines up.
Fuel on the fire.
Lines up the onside kick, easily recovered by Toronto, and the hands team as Curly Gittens Jr. decides to add a couple of extra yards to his combined yardage totals on the season.
Okay, you gonna let me talk about that?
And now Hamilton-Toronto breaks out for just a half a second.
You're not going to let me talk about that.
Go ahead, because last night you were there, 22-0.
Nothing against Trey Ford, but I don't see it as a Taylor Cornelius problem. I don't. I think the kid's very capable of leading an offense in this league and doing extremely well. They just hadn't put it together yet for a number of reasons. Keep a lot of that to myself, but I don't want to throw anybody on the bus, but it's certainly not going to be Taylor Cornelius.
There's the frustration you see from Jeff Reinbold there.
So you wanted to come back and coach in the CFL.
As outside, using the wheels, it's Chad Kelly. And he takes a big hit down around that sideline. As the QB keeper. And Kelly told me this week he's happiest when he's just on a football field with a helmet on, shoulder pads, and playing the game. I don't think he really cares about time score situation.
Well, of course he doesn't, because he wants to be the guy, but he don't want to be taking hits like that. We'll see Brian Scott in a heartbeat. They're playing for real out there. There's still a minute 45 on the clock. Brian Scott's just going, yeah, put me in, coach. Let me get some PT. It's a backup quarterback.
Reminiscent of McLeod Bethel Thompson refusing to come out of games last year regardless of score and time when Chad Kelly.
Get some Occidental College going here with some Brian Scott.
Jay Olette, 1st and 10, grinds it between the tackles.
How about that? The two backup quarterbacks for the Toronto Argonauts. One's from Occidental College, the other's from Lindsey Wilson College. Yeah.
What do you got for me on Lindsey Wilson?
Yeah, right? Yeah, she was the girl I used to date in high school. Oh, come on. It's like, my point is, in the Canadian Football League, we find quarterbacks all over. We will find you and bring you up here and let you adapt to this wonderful game, because it is different than what they play down there in the States. I played it down there, I played it up here, and I just absolutely love this game because it challenges the quarterback. And Warren Moon once told me, this game will ask more of you than any other, because you only have 2 downs to work with, 2nd and long. You just can't rifle it away and call another play. You got to pull it down, make something happen. So you got a different skill set. We've seen from Chad Kelly tonight his skill set, and it certainly fits this game extremely well. With a strong arm, he saw the field extremely well, made some good decisions. We saw him almost make some bad ones and pull it down and make good plays. We've seen his legs. It's been a special night for this young man.
Harris and Olette back in the game just like they were on the Harris rushing touchdown earlier. In between the tackles again, they give Olette the fullback role, if you will, as he tries to dig out the interior of that Hamilton defensive line.
How about a healthy, fresh Andrew Harris coming downhill at you with 1 minute left in the ball game? That's just crazy.
As he checks out after a gain of 4. Little Rebel right, put Curly Gittins Jr. in the slot here. Hard count. It's Kelly trying to freeze it.
He's just trying to draw him.
And he won't. Snapped the football.
Timeout, Toronto. A little field goal action here. Put 3 more on the board.
And Toronto will travel to Edmonton to take on the Elks, and Hamilton going home for Friday Night Football in week 3.
Yeah, put as many on the board as you can, right?
Yep.
Play this team 3 more times. Ends up tied. Total points comes into play, right?
It is amazing the difference that a year can make when you see Chad Kelly smiling on the sidelines there.
Yes.
With Chris Sweet on the sideline, and Mike Miller, of course, quarterback's coach. And it was right around this time early last year as flags come up. Likely a procedure call here, but it's around this time last year Toronto went out to BC and took on the Nathan Rourke Revolution in Vancouver. And on the sideline, it was McLeod Bethel Thompson refusing to come out of the ball game.
Toronto number 93. How does that happen? How does he even have a say in that?
And it was Ryan Dinwiddie getting into it a little bit with McLeod Bethel Thompson, the frustration on the sideline in the blowout. And Chad Kelly was just saying, hey, I just want some reps. And he got in, and here we are a year later. He's the leading man in it.
That's why I was saying the same thing about getting Brian Scott in there.
Yeah.
Just get him some PT. It's valuable. Just to call plays, even short yardage.
As Boris Beatty hammers this one through to make it a 32-14 advantage as Argos fans enjoying themselves here at BMO Field on the Lake Shore with the Grey Cup Champions banner in attendance, ready to be added to the tally alongside 2012 and 2017, which, interestingly enough, some history there between Bo Levi Mitchell, of course, and the Toronto Argonauts in his time in Calgary.
Yeah. Then
those Grey Cups.
You go Damon, 2004, right? Isn't that Damon? Yeah. And then you go Flutie in 96, 97. I don't know who there in 91. And then 83 was Condridge and Barnes.
I know who was in 91.
Yeah. It's pretty good stuff right there.
Standing next to me.
Yeah, I had a lot of help from Ricky Foggy that year and teammates. We were loaded that year. But Flutie in 96, 97 was credible. Damon, who was like 60 in 2004. Ricky in 12. Just crazy.
And I got a feeling the Bo Levi Mitchell story against these Toronto Argonauts isn't done. Of course, this is just an early season taste of what Labor Day will be, and maybe even a playoff date months away. But Toronto unquestionably wins round 1 as downfield sliding. It's Gallimore taken to the turf by Eric Sutton.
Gallimore's had a good night tonight. You know, he's shown me a lot. He's done an admirable job in the place of Woods, who's out at field side corner returner. Look at A.J. Ouellette. There's Gallimore there.
Ouellette looks like it's pregame.
Oh, he's still yoked. He's going to go home. He'll probably go to the gym and work out tonight.
He's got that look in his eyes like he just took the smelling salts and it's almost kickoff.
Yeah. Second round, baby.
We're inside.
Let's go.
Final minute of the 4th quarter. Schultz gets it out. James Butler adding to his touch tally on the night as he certainly played a central role in the attack.
And he should. He will for their success and their turnaround. Starting 0-2 is not what they anticipated, but long way to go, and he's going to be a big part of it. Marshall, I appreciate the help tonight. I didn't think I'd make it. I was worried. Look, the flights got canceled last night after the BC game, and if I was going to be able to get here, didn't have to call Dwayne Ford off the bench. You know, he's with his kids, and good on him. Glad he could stay there and enjoy the evening. Happy to do it here with you, Marshall. Always a pleasure.
Great to be in the booth once again with you here, Matty, as we round out week 2 of the CFL season. And looking forward to some great games coming up, not just week 3, but moving into Canada Day weekend as well.
Yeah. Got a chance to talk to my wife today on the way over. Both Kathy and my daughter Madison called. Polly in the picture, granddaughter, and wishing me happy Father's Day. Made my day. And again, all the fathers out there, hope it's a good one for you.
I have received confirmation that one Noah Ferguson has successfully been put down to bed.
That's always
not by Grandma.
That's always
by
like
Grandpa. On Father's Day, Grandpa took on putting little Noah down to bed. So I am a thankful father on this Father's Day.
Does he sleep through the night?
Tremendous.
Yeah. Nice.
Matthew Schultz pumps, zips it back to the field. James Butler left all alone, makes 2 men miss, now a third, and finally popping him down.
Argo players cramp. It's just a cramp.
And then Tavares McFadden into it with Keandre Smith.
Yeah, I thought Toronto did everything they wanted to do tonight. Unveiled their banner and put it in Hamilton's face while they did it, and it was tastefully done. I like what Pinball had to say. We're going to make a good attempt at capturing another one in 2023, and to start it off this way in front of this crowd, I thought it was extremely positive. This team looks strong in all facets.
Schultz steps up in the pocket. He'll just slide down in the final play of the ball game. Hamilton begins their season 0-2 with losses in Winnipeg and here in Toronto. And the Argonauts begin 2023 in their Grey Cup title defense with a 32-14 victory in the debut of Chad Kelly. As Toronto's offense and energy reinvigorated, I have to thank his family who came here with the tickets tonight. Happy, happy people has added motivation for the Tiger Cats to try and stomp out the championship celebration of their QEW rivals, and it fails. The Hamilton Tiger Cats lose Bo Levi Mitchell to injury in the fourth quarter, but Chad Kelly spreading the ball around in the first half, 3 rushing touchdowns, and the Argos take round 1 against the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Thanks so much for tuning in. Happy Father's Day, everyone. For Matt Dunnigan, I'm Marshall Ferguson. Time now for SportsCenter with Mark Rowe and Tessa Bonhomme.